No! It's not picking up my other microphone for reasons unknown. Just gonna try this again. Sabotage! Absolute sabotage! Okay, we're done. I did turn it off and up. Matt MacGyver, and you check MacGyver's fixing our stuff. Matt, I did turn it off and on again, and it worked. Love the work you've been doing with debates. Oh, thank you, Galente. I really appreciate that. I've been so frustrated with this current stream, but I'm so glad that you are enjoying it, enjoying what we're doing. Trying to do some God's work here. All of these should not be running. Anyway. Performance. I'm just trying to get our display windows running. YouTube picks it up. Okay, and Miro. Maybe Miro will work this time. Okay. Oh well, this is now the mic. It's the right one. So even if it's horrid. Okay, so hopefully we will get. I don't know. This is not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Why did you say that to Anderson? You can ask God one question. What is love? Okay, we're in limbo land. Yeah, we're. There is fuckery afoot. No, it's not. Nothing to be bad about. Okay, let us try this again, ladies and gentlemen. Come now.
To allow markets, people, and labor to flow freely across borders to maximize economic output?
Well, it depends what
he's touching his fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
I
suppose.
touch mine.
You've been going on a bit about those Muslim rape gangs. I was wondering why.
I'm opposed to Muslim rape gangs.
Okay, that's fair and reasonable. Do you have a problem broadly with the non-rapey Muslim refugees and asylum seekers that have entered the UK?
There haven't really been any.
Okay, so he says, do you have and political okay, and he says no, there aren't that many. There haven't been many. So they're going to quibble on whether an immigrant is an immigrant. An illegal immigrant should be called an immigrant. The legality. And they are really going to get into this, and I just need to ignore the software. Just let it not get to you, Chinsia. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Obvious question. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We can tidy it up. Okay, cool. Clarify. Sounds like I'm not on anyone's side. Missed the beginning. Well, you're not really on anything at the moment because they haven't said anything too much. I think we're on the side of no gangs, right? No, and I'm saying MR gangs because I really don't want to type that out.
There have been no non-rapey Muslim asylum seekers and refugees that have entered the UK.
There haven't really been any refugees or asylum seekers. That's what the Calais jungle's about. The Conservative government wouldn't let them in. They let something like 2,000 in, but that's a very small number.
All right. The last time I...
Oh, where did you get that information from?
Yeah, so... Let's see.
The audio is behind.
Guys, we got a lot of dead air here. Are we talking capitalism and socialism?
You do. When I look at it from a distance,
Really?
it almost feels incoherent. So,
No.
so not economic output.
I'm a.
These and asylum seekers that have entered the UK.
There haven't really been any.
There have been no non-rapey Muslim asylum seekers.
So again, if we're talking about how things are how things seem heated and conflicty, so he goes, so again, he's doing this. So no, there are no non-rapey gangs in coming into the UK. Right, so that's where he goes. And when I'm thinking about this, it's just the way that he instead of wording this differently, where you go, well, wait, are you implying this and this? Just so I don't know. It's the way that it's engaging. I'm not saying it's bad faith. It's just how one wording a question or any interaction, the wording of it matters so much because you can make this a very pleasant sort of conversation without doing the so you're saying, basically, in order to move it forward. It's annoying because you have to go, so you're saying, Kathy Newmaning it all over the fucking place. And that just starts it gets on your nerves because it's just you're not collaborating on this. You're not collaborating to find the answers, and that really gets to me. So the way he's going, so this and this and this, instead of saying, well, that implies this and this, I don't know, just that way of structuring a sentence can change the tone. And that's why I like conversation analysis, because the word choice is very important. Okay. This is not an obvious answer. This is loaded. I mean, Sargon's answer there is loaded because he's like, there haven't been many. So we know there have been many, and the ones that we are talking about, he's trying to say that they're illegal, and those are the ones that he's upset about. So he has a loaded answer there, but they're both already in such a confrontation. It doesn't really stand out as too mean. Kathy Newman. Will do. Good call. What's this? Not just bad thing. The only Stitch and Adam episode I can't watch. It's so hard to listen to. Oh, Gora, please stay and listen to it through us. Everyone liked the stream. Thank you, Anderson. Okay, let's go.
And refugees that have entered the UK.
There haven't really been any refugees or asylum seekers. That's what the Calais jungle's about. The Conservative government wouldn't let them in. They let something like 2,000 in, but that's a very small number.
All right. The last time I...
Oh, where did you get that information?
Okay, so this seems to have been just a stream error.
Let's see.
I wonder if it catches up, because that's going to be annoying for you guys. Because I'm just going on the audio.
We got a lot of dead air here. Are we talking capitalism and socialism, or
No.
I mean,
so in March
Yeah.
2019,
So he's got to now bring
over
up
the
some
past
facts.
year, so from a 2018 to 2019 period, it seems that there were 40,000 applicants for asylum seeking in the United
Okay, so he's trying to say, okay, there's not many. Sargon says there's not many. $2,000 or so. He's implying the rest are illegal. Yeah. Clarification. Okay. Then we go into this, okay, I need to give you the stats. So he goes and has to look up. Oh my God, he looked up on Google. Wee. Okay, what is he saying? In 2018-19.
over the past year, so from a 2018 to 2019 period, it seems that there were 40,000 applicants for asylum seeking in the United Kingdom. I can find the stats that I was looking for specifically beforehand. But while we're
it's
waiting
not
on those,
180,000 though, is it?
where are the Muslim rape gangs then?
Oh. See, this is not capitalism versus socialism versus capitalism.
guys,
it's just finding something to argue
a lot
about.
of dead air here. Are we
19 period, it seems that there were 40,000 applicants for asylum seeking in the United Kingdom. I can find the stats that I was looking for specifically beforehand. But while we're waiting on those,
while we're waiting on those, so somebody's got to go and get those stats that he was talking about. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's bringing stats. When we bring facts, it's fine. 40,000 applications. Okay. In UK. Okay, and what are we quibbling here? What are we getting angry about? So he's saying, so what Sargon is saying is not many, the rest are illegal, and of course implying that the illegal ones are the rapey gang ones. And now Vaush is trying to do some sort of gotcha, and it kind of looks pathetic to me, but anyway. Play, bitch! I did this on purpose.
where are the Muslim rape gangs then?
The Muslim rape gangs are from legal immigration.
Okay, so he's saying
asylum
legal.
seeking and
Okay, so the legal immigrations were the... Okay, so I misunderstood his position. So he's saying the legal ones are... so he's saying, so where are the rape things? I don't know how this follows this number. I don't know how this number follows the rape gangs thing. So you're saying no, there were this many, and now so he's trying to trap him in. You said there were 2,000, so now I'm going to say there's more that were rejected. So that means there were fewer people that came into the UK. Therefore, your gang situation is not valid. I don't see the point of him going to this place because, okay, either he was confused like me, where I was like, okay, you're saying the illegal ones or the well, and I say ones because I don't want to use that word. Okay, I don't want to use the religious word because TOS and Alexa's listening, so I know that they're saying it in the stream, but Alexa's not hearing what they're saying. Okay, legal or illegal? So he's saying, wait. I unreasonably hate both their voices. Also, why? Listen, I don't hate Sargon's one, but that's because I don't know. I just like an English accent. But I can't stand. I legitimately cannot stand Vaush. His whole tone in everything is just too much. I hate when people read the first page of Google and assume it's the truth handed down from God. It is gospel. The Muslim gang was in Rotterdam, Vaush. There was one sizable grooming gang, even in Finland, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that was, and this was during the time that, I mean, a lot of the stuff was coming out, that the police weren't going after it, and that was quite a thing. So the 20,000, the 2,000, okay, the 2,000 are let's go back. Let's clear.
Over the past year, so from a the last time I
Where did you get that information from? That's what
Okay.
the Calais jungle's about. The Conservative government wouldn't let them in.
speakers and refugees that have entered the UK.
Just so you know, we're 3 minutes in.
There haven't really been any refugees or asylum seekers. That's what the Calais jungle's about.
There haven't been any. So he's saying there haven't been many refugees and asylum seekers. So he's saying there have been many legal ones. So I'm wrong. There weren't many legal asylum refugees. Only. Okay, I think he said.
The Conservative government wouldn't let them in. They let something like, I don't know, 2,000 in, but that's a very small number.
The last time
Where did you get that information from?
yeah, so
Okay, I think there was a skip. Because what information is he asking about? That's interesting.
let's see.
Yeah, there's this weird thing. I think there's something weird that happened there. Did it just download funny on my side?
Guys, we got a lot of dead air here. Are we talking capitalism and socialism, or
No.
I mean,
so in March
Yeah.
2019,
I don't know.
over the past year, so from a 2018 to
Let's move on.
2019 period, it seems that there were 40,000 applicants for asylum seeking in the United Kingdom. I can find the stats that I was looking for specifically beforehand. But while
Yeah,
we're
it's not
waiting on those,
180,000 though, is it?
where are the Muslim rape gangs then?
The Muslim rape gangs are from legal immigration.
Wait, asylum seeking and refugees are legal.
Yeah, but you're mistaking refugees and asylum seekers for just regular immigrants.
My God, I have to feed a cat. Because he's going to scratch me to death. Cursed! Cursed stream! Cursed stream!
No, I said asylum seekers and refugees who are both came through legal processes.
Yes, we took very, very few of them, but we take millions of legal immigrants who are just immigrating to the country. They're not refugees or asylum seekers.
Okay, so that's his upsetting thing.
The Muslim rape gangs are from legal immigration.
And gangs are from legal. Massive skip, several moments, yeah. Death by 1,000 hungry claws. Axel, he uses one claw, and he's just like, hello? Hello, hi, feed me. Yeah. I have to take my cat to the vet. Oh no, I hope your kitty's okay. But hope the rest of the diagram goes well. I'll listen to the rest later. I hope that it gets better from now on for you. Enjoy the rest of your birthday and give kitty loves. Asylum seekers who will arrive in grape gangs who are already there and have been doing their deeds till up to 20 years back are not the same. That's... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's getting at, where he's trying to go with this. He's looking for his gotcha, I suppose. Curse stream wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, it wouldn't be any other way. We can't have it any other way.
Wait,
Yeah,
asylum seeking and refugees are legal.
Yeah, but you're mistaking refugees and asylum seekers for just regular immigrants.
No, I said asylum seekers and refugees who are both came through legal processes.
Yes, we took very, very few of them, but we take millions of legal immigrants who are just immigrating to the country. They're not refugees or asylum seekers.
Okay. So your issue here isn't with refugees or asylum seekers then. It's with immigration in general.
What issue do I have?
I'm asking you that. You said there were Muslim rape gangs.
Okay, so wow, I would like to know what you guys think here, because you guys so your issue isn't with asylum seekers. It's with immigration. Okay, you would think, okay, cool, he's just trying to clarify. But where is the issue? Okay, I understand that now what Sargon has done is he said, okay, he's been against the grapes, okay, the grape groups, right? Gangs. Okay? So he's saying they went on to that about numbers, okay? And I'm just going to put in here skip/lost time broadcast. Weird. Okay. For asylum in the UK, and then like I can see the issue, but it's very unclear. Like for you to go, so your issue isn't with asylum seekers, it's to say you should be saying, okay, so Sargon, do you mean that, which you've just said, which he did say, the gangs are from legal immigration. Okay. Okay, and then he goes, yeah, so just Kathy Newman. Like it's again, it's not, I don't think this is functional, this kind of way of framing things. So, and I'm not saying that it never works, but so equals Kathy Newman equals unhelpful way of wording your questions. You're immediately putting words in the mouth. No hedge words that to stop it seeming like you're putting words in the person's mouth. So immediately they're going to be like, wait a second. Especially also the way he says it. He goes, so this and this and this. Like I do use the word so a lot when I'm trying to find out what somebody means. So I will say, so do you mean this and this and this? You can use that, but the way that his tone is immediately, it is like saying, you're telling the person what they're saying. And that usually you would say, okay, well, that's active listening. Telling a person what they've told you and how you've understood it is an active way of listening. But this is just confrontation through and through. Seeming like you're putting... Okay, let's go. Wow, we're almost...
You've assumed that I have an issue.
6 minutes.
Then what is it?
Yes, okay.
You said you had an issue with them when I asked you if you did. I'm asking you why.
That's not anything that I think anyone of any reasonable moral fiber would object to, is it? I mean,
okay, well then let's clarify.
Everyone has an issue with rape gangs, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. The issue is, what do we do with that problem? When I think...
Okay, I'm going to get... Is it like this throughout, guys? Is it the same as you? So if you go to 6 minutes, let me just see if I can... I'm going to go to
we have
another...
an issue with rape gangs, for example.
I'm gonna just did it just download funny? Because I didn't, this isn't playing. It's like a download. You know when you download to your phone, like you download to Spotify?
Few of them, but we take millions of legal immigrants who are just immigrating to the country. They're not refugees or asylum seekers.
Okay. So your issue here isn't with refugees or asylum seekers then? It's with immigration.
It is like this. I can listen for 20. Hey, Patrick! Work is really getting in the way of these streams. It does for me too, so I don't mind. Hey, something awful! You've missed a lot of technical difficulties. So, we're like 5 minutes in. And yeah, it seems like this video is fucked. So, I don't know. No, I don't need to broadcast to my TV.
Well, I try to examine the socioeconomic causes that sort of underpin whatever it is that's leading to those attacks. There are obviously a lot of such.
Okay, so I'm not going to go every sentence. So your issues with immigration, then clarify. Vaush's cringe literally stomped. Yes, it's exactly what happened. It was like, please, can we not do this? Please, please, God, please. No, don't make me do it. And it has to do it. Probably not going to be able to chat anymore, but I'm with the stream to the end. Yay! Stream started right as I went to lunch, but it's back to the grindstone for me. Thanks again, Kitty. Okay, Galante, we shall see you. Well, we shall be in your ear holes until then. But thank you so much for chatting while you could. I really appreciate that you took the time of your lunch break to come and say hi. Hopefully we will give you some good times while you're on the grindstone. Let's go.
The problems that Europe has been having in general.
What if
I think that
hang on, before we
So I mean they all just get to this conclusion of you said tell me what issue blah blah back and forth. Okay, I'm gonna just make that gray because it's oopsie. Then okay, and then we go to his issue is with the damn grape gangs. Do you see how we've done nothing? But again, we have only been listening for 6 minutes. So, like, we've done nothing in this whole conversation. Yeah. Okay, and now what are we doing? Now this made me go mad. This man just said that he wants to examine the socioeconomic causes of this. And of the grape. Okay, I downloaded it for this reason.
What do you think the causes are?
When I think we have an issue with rape gangs, for example, I try to examine the socioeconomic causes that sort of underpin whatever it is that's leading to those attacks.
I'm thinking like, okay, well, are you trying to explain this away? When I hear that, I immediately go, okay, you're gonna try and say it's not their fault, kind of thing, because then I'm gonna look at you and just tell you to fuck all the way off. No worries. Got some Italian in me, so any Spanish and Italian, any Latin languages I'll tend to get them better. The PC is having a PTSD breakdown. The Bob Cringe syndrome is catching up fast. Oh yeah, I downloaded their streams. That's why. Like a Q-tip. You know what? Q-tips really shouldn't be in our ears, but they're perfect for them. Okay, that's good. What were you saying? Examine. You've been cruising Amazon and adding stuff to. Are you putting a whole? Please put a whole PC build together for me, because I'm like, I need to put this. I need to put it into motion, and I'm just like, oh, should I get a purple tower or? And it's like, yeah, you gotta maybe think about the actual. Can't I just get a? I don't know. I could probably get a pre-built one. I'll give you a website. But then a pre-built means then I have to pay for it one go, which is not going to happen. But who the fuck is going to put it together for me? Did you ask consent before filling your computer with Vaush? Cringe. I can neither confirm nor deny that. I plead the fifth. Irish in you? No, I have absolutely no Irish. Well, it would be several, actually more than several. It would be a lot more generations back if I had any Irish in me. I'm very much full-blooded Italian. Generations of Italian in here. Where do you think this came from? Where do you think these came from? Let's go. You can examine the socioeconomic causes for this. What the fuck are they?
There are obviously a lot of such that lead to the problems that Europe has been having in general.
What
but
if
I
they're
think
not,
that it,
hang on, before we gallivant on, what do you think the causes are?
For the immigration that you're dealing with
Muslim rape gangs.
Are we talking about legal immigrants or asylum seekers
Yes,
and refugees?
We're talking about legal immigrants.
Okay.
Okay, so he's saying, so he's saying, what are the causes for? So he wanted to go for immigration. It's like, no, we're not talking about those immigration things. We're not arguing here about whether immigration is right or wrong, because you didn't frame it that way, Vaush. We didn't go that way. So first we're gonna go, like, he doesn't just get up front of, okay, well, let's talk about immigration. Are you for it or against it? Let's go into that. No, we're going to start going with, we're going to use the grape gangs because that will make it, that's more contentious, and then that gets more, it gets more of a conflict, and that makes more views. It's just, why can't we just go straight to the heart of the issue? But he goes, okay, fine, then let's just go into this little segment of the whole issue of immigration, which is one of these, which is the where he's going to try and get Sargon to say something that is damning for his chat. What are the causes for grape gang? Not immigration. So I don't know if he was trying to stick to this, and that's not the reasons he's trying to do it. But Sargon is going for the grape topic because that's what was brought up. So that's one thing.
Well, I think a predominant issue would be that the majority of the legal immigrants that you're seeing from the countries that have Muslim majority populations are young. There are a lot of young men coming in. Young men are by a disproportionate rate of crimes committed, no matter what demographics you're looking at. In fact, I think for the UK, 9% of the population, which is young men between the ages of 18 and 34, committed about 50% of the violent crimes over the past 10-year period. So whether or not they're Muslim, having people who come in who are disproportionately young is invariably going to lead to a disproportional rate of crime being committed by that population.
Well,
we have the same issue here in America with Mexicans.
Okay, yep. I mean, I agree with you on that point. That is true. But the problem with the grooming gangs is there's a particular set of characteristics that identify them and separate them from other forms of crime. And when looking for these particular gangs with these particular characteristics, it seems that it's essentially based in identity.
How so?
Well, the victims are exclusively non-Muslim, and the perpetrators seem to be almost exclusively Muslim.
Okay. Yeah. I see that when I look at crime statistics in the UK, there's undeniably been a bump over the past.
Okay, that I want to see if he makes that point relevant. All have certain characteristics. Victims not. Victims not in perpetrators. Can you guys hear that at all? No, you can't. The wind is blowing and it is whistling. It sounds so... Whew. Poverty causes the great gangs? Yeah, just, you know. Do you have any Irish in you? No. Would you like some? Okay, Patty. I get it. Okay, then. I didn't see the would you like some.
The past few years, but it seems as though that bump is much, much smaller than the proportional decline the country has seen since the mid-90s. It seems as though
Okay, so yeah, this is where Sargon, it's central to Sargon's point, that is his central issue here, is that, listen, wherever they came from, or this is a phenomenon, and these are the against. Okay, so his grievance towards a particular group, and also I just want to say it's based in identity, he says. Okay.
crime bump that we've been seeing isn't entirely out of the ordinary, with the regular cycles of crime raising and lowering in proportion with the population changes. I can bring up a graph on that if you...
Okay, so why did he not? He absolutely did not. He agrees, but then he continues. Yes. But like then he just goes on to crime stats here, like no huge bump out of normal up and down cycle. So I guess, yes, he gives the information, doesn't make the argument with it. He's like, yes, and then he's like, oh, I can give you more stats. What are you? Are you Lance over here? That you're going to just put a whole bunch of just, oh, look how many facts I can give you. And if I give them to you, you will do enough with them to tangle yourself up. I thought he was a little bit more skillful than that. But he is doing that. He's doing a Lance.
No. So what?
Yeah, so what? Exactly.
Well, it means that this isn't the end of the UK. There are a lot of people who are acting as though this is the decline.
I ever say that we're looking...
So do you see this? Yes, but then... So what? It doesn't even follow. This doesn't follow. Okay. Yes, but okay, cool. I love it. Calls out that it doesn't follow. Okay, so what? And then it turns into... Again, it's this is not the end, means this is not... UK people are saying... Okay, so he is going off because he's got this whole thing that he's coming in against Sargon the person, the entire... He even calls him a boogeyman in the beginning. You've been quite a boogeyman for the left or whatever. So he's got this guy that he needs to fight off all the opinions that he takes issue with, right? So he's got to bring them all out, and he's doing that here. He's taking all of this context that actually hasn't been brought into the conversation. So he's got this all the stuff he kind of knows about Carl, instead of in the conversation asking him to clarify it or giving him the opportunity, he kind of comes in backwards. And that is it's what happens with this whole thing of trying to get your gotcha, where you're trying to get somebody to agree to something, and then what they've agreed to then throws it proves them wrong, that sort of thing. I just find I guess I'm just getting tired of that, and I just want conversations. And yeah, that's what we have our palette cleanser for. They didn't do that. They didn't do gotchas and whatever in EFAP and Duma. Doesn't follow. So what? And yeah, then it's like denies. He denies. When did I say that? Okay, when did I say that? So again, it's gonna start contention here when you are just telling you're taking, even if that is, and I think that is kind of what Sargon was about at some point. He was saying this is the end of the UK, or he was saying things akin to that. In as far as I remember, I'm not saying it's. I might be wrong, but even if that is what Sargon has said before, you're not asking him whether that's what he thinks. You're just saying, and you're making it. Who gives a fuck what people are saying? What is Sargon saying? And you need to bring that up in the conversation. You can't just keep this file in your head. Like bring it into evidence. Like as if we're in court. Bring it into evidence. Don't just everybody knows that this is what he's the one that's saying this. Like. So I'm just doesn't assumes Sargon's position without asking. Assumes Sargon's position. Further conflict push conflict exacerbated through this wording. Ask your opponent. Here we are. Sorry for the silence. You might have thought that your internet went wrong. Okay. That was nice. No tricks. Hey, Josue Calagero. I was just being prouded on the way I say names, but I probably messed that up. I'm sorry. You're doing incredible work diagramming all these discussions. It all becomes so transparent. Thank you so much. Some people find it like cloudy. It makes it more cloudy for them, but I do like taking it into. It does feel more transparent to me because we can look at things so in depth that you can understand so much from just one sentence and just identify patterns that somebody is going through in the way that they argue. So yes, I'm so glad that you are enjoying it. I really appreciate you coming by to say so. you know, you could just sit and lurk and enjoy it, but the fact that you took the time to write that out, really, I appreciate that. It's a weird name. I've also got a weird name, so even my screen name is a weird name, so, but my real life name as well is Italian, so people like, what? But my surname's no longer Italian, so that's even weirder. So they don't have any clues as to what what nationality they're supposed to be trying to use on top of the pronunciation. So they just call me Cynthia. Cynthia is the English version of my name. I actually once, sorry, side quest, but I actually once told someone at the pharmacy, they're like, oh, Chintzia, right? And I was like, no, Cynthia. I corrected someone with another name that other people get wrong for me. So I got my own name wrong. I was at the pharmacy though, so, you know, I needed something. But yeah, that's one of my favorite stories. Oh, Bearcat! Well, I wasn't calling you out there. I enjoy your look. Don't worry, cats look very well. You continue your look. You're a good looker. Okay, when did I say that? So yeah, this is all this. More contention building.
At the end of the UK.
I never did. However, you have engaged in some pretty reactionary language when it comes to.
Hang on.
You see, he doesn't bring it in. I didn't say you did. So now he's saying, I didn't say you did. Yes, that was my point. Thanks, Vaush. I was saying that you didn't say that. How many words can you say? How many times can you say? What I'm saying is, yes, you did not bring that up. You're being like me when I'm talking to my husband in the car. Sometimes we're driving and I'll just be like, and you know, that's why I this and this and this. And he's like, I'm not in your head. I can't hear the first part of that sentence. So you can't tell me about that. You need to tell me what that is about before you continue with your sentence. You have to bring it into evidence, okay? Like, you can't just... He must now read. He must now know that this is what you're trying to do. And yes, if he was already defensive, he would probably have that in mind. But Sargon's actually kind of, so far, he's come in just like as if the slate is clean, is blank. He's like, okay, cool. You bring it up, then we can talk about it. But this bitch over here just brings it in. Just, so, what do... You know that okay, we were saying that, okay, being bad faith is being disingenuous. This is a way of being... It's not lying, but it's just making things difficult in an interaction. I don't like it. They're not dirty. This is not a dirty tactic. It's just a shifty tactic, and it's not graceful. He is a reactionary, yes. I'm a quarter Italian. Oh yeah. Well, I do not discriminate. You got some Italian in you. Yeah. This is some weird way of interact. Well, not weird. It seems to be. I need to try and figure out. I'll mark that. I think I did. Oopsie, sorry guys. I'll mark that to see what we could do with what I'm trying to describe here. This kind of tactic. Mind reading. What Sargon? Well, actually not mind reading. Doesn't bring Sargon said straight away. Brings it in. Pick is race. like bag of evidence. Like a gotcha. I'm trying to say, like, yeah. Brings it in after the topic is raised. It's a gotcha. Let's just go like that. Okay. When did I say that? Oh, you didn't say it. I can't believe you said it. I didn't say you said it. In which case, I'm like, okay. You've just said some reactionary. Content, right? So he doesn't bring that up, just go and say, hey, Sargon, you said this. Okay, let's talk about that. No. We got to bring it up as if it's like some accusation. It's so cringy. This is interesting because I don't think we see that kind of. I guess this is the optics that he's doing of like, haha, I brought this out.
Hang on.
You asked me a question.
No, hang on. You said this isn't the end of the UK, as if I had said that it is. But you didn't.
That was a way of me following through on explaining that the issue you're dealing with is well in line with the issues the UK has been dealing with.
One at a time, guys.
Because you don't understand what I.
Okay, so we got a one at the time, guys, from Adam, and that's a good start to moderation. Okay. I think that's a good little start. That's all that I like, that there wasn't that much going on moderation was.
I never
Like,
ascribed that position
he
to
let
you.
them go
If
for
you'd
a
like, I
while.
can rephrase my claim. I did not. Okay. So
You absolutely did.
I apologize if you feel that way, and will work harder
Oh my god, fuck you.
to respect your considerations in the future.
You know what? Did you just hear that? I will work harder to take the sarcasm, the drips, the scorn, I want to peel my skin off of my body with the amount of irritation that gives me. And it's like that leftist thing of smiling while they're explaining something to you, where it's like, but I'm being so nice to you, and therefore I'm not being, what I'm saying cannot possibly be construed as being an absolute moron or a dick. And I know that he's not meaning for Sargon to think that he is being nice here. I know that. But the fact that he says it as if saying it, he can go back to it and say, look, I was polite. Like I am going to hear that, write it down, be like, but he said he was polite. The tone, the you know, like the girlfriend's always like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Yeah. I don't know the backstory. Something about comment sections. He was basically going on in the comment section, and then they brought it up. Hi, Kat. Thanks for coming back for a little while. I'm mostly Scottish / Irish. My ancestors were cattle rustlers and horse thieves. Horses are worth stealing, though. I love horses.
So, in regards to the increase in violent crime in the UK, while it has increased, there is no denying that. And I don't deny the fact that immigration does often bring problems. That would be a ridiculous claim to go against. The fact that it is in line with, and in fact, significantly below previous spikes in crime that the UK has weathered, suggests to me that while this is an issue that should be taken seriously, nobody should deny that, there are certain reactionary tendencies that I think might be an overstep to that problem. For example, cutting down on immigration.
Sorry, before we go on, what are you proposing exactly? And what do you think I'm proposing?
Well, you ran with UKIP, so you've already run with.
See, he's gone again with he's got the whole list of of Sargon's biography, all of the things he takes issue with. And these are his crimes he's being tried for, but they haven't been, all of these things are not brought into evidence in a clear enough way. They're brought in just one on top of the other. It's not actually upfront in kind of like, I'd like to talk to you about this and this and this. It's they keep coming out as topics, points brought into evidence in an accusation format. One at a time, guys. Oh, it's so cute. This debate is reaction to Sitch and Adam and Sargon's reaction stream to Vaush's reaction stream to Sargon's comment arguing Vaush's point on socialism in debate with them. And they still, you see that they're not even on that. And Sitch and Adam did say this is what the debate is about. But no, they haven't gotten to this, because why? He has to now go and do this whole, we've now got them. They have to fight each other on every point available. And he has to say all the things his chat wants him to say to Sargon. Oh, get him, like you need to do all of this. You need to say all the things you need to say to him. I need to get this out and I need to get this out. I think he even said that at something that Sitch and Adam were watching, that he did say, I need to get my points out while I have you in front of me, or something like that. Or was that Lance? See, when you can be confused with Lance, okay, yes, I'm a bit of a confused human. But if you can be confused with Lance, maybe let's examine that. Doesn't know what Sargon thinks. He doesn't know his positions. He doesn't. He pretends to know. He's outpaced you guys sarcastically. Oh, this is nothing. Vaush has evolved past sarcasm. He's super sarcasm. The Vaush law is just... Oh, God, I can't. Not a large enough spark compared to the rest of... Okay, history... and then here we go. Sargon is just like, okay, please
Pretty
clarify.
far-right groups who are interested in curtailing Islamic immigration.
Not far right.
Oh God, this is here. This is where it goes. Okay, this is the new frame. Okay, so this was the immigration frame. Okay, now we're going to get onto, is UKIP far right? Okay, so he wants to say, excuse, what are you proposing? What are you saying? I am proposing. He's that's it. He doesn't know. I know he doesn't know Sargon's positions, but he has started the format, Andrew. He started the format of telling Sargon what he thinks. Okay? I'd never do this I don't use my controller close to the camera in gaming streams, but I'm always showing things to you guys. Okay, so he starts with, Vaush has started this thing of bringing in, like throwing on this is what you think, this is what you think, this is what you think. And then it's become to the point of, no, because you are always telling me what I'm thinking, please tell me what you think I'm thinking. So that I can, convince, because that's the format we've taken now, that you're telling me and I need to correct you. So he's actually just fallen into the way Vaush is doing things here. So yes, he doesn't know the positions, but Sargon is asking him, what do you think said positions are? Because clearly he has an idea. He doesn't know them, but he knows them, if you know what I'm trying to say. Positions, but states Sargon's position, but states Sargon's positions for him the whole debate. He does. Said at the beginning that he didn't know Sargon. What? No, he said he didn't know Sitch. Yeah, he said he didn't know Sitch. Okay, so why are you saying that? Yeah, I don't see the point of giving someone. It's not even straw manning. It's just, aha, you think this, let's go against that. Like, I know that is the definition of straw manning, but it's like, it's not even done to win an argument. Like, you're not straw manning a person's argument, you're just taking you're taking his propositions and just deciding what he does, his thinking, like you said, Andrew, like, he doesn't, He doesn't know what Sargon thinks or how he thinks. No, but he's just gonna tell us. It's wild. Maybe we'll get to 10 minutes. Let's go.
Apologize. You're right.
They're
The
quite
UKIP
centrist,
was
actually.
literally left by Nigel Farage around the time you came in because they were moving too far right.
I'm going to summarize the bit with the Nigel Farage and all this because it's a lot.
But what are you proposing exactly?
I'm
And what do you think I'm proposing?
Well, you ran with UKIP, so you've already run with pretty far-right groups who are interested in curtailing Islamic
UKIP
immigration.
are not far right.
I apologize. You're right.
They're quite
The UKIP was
centrist.
literally left by Nigel Farage around the time you came in because they were moving too far right. So
No,
that's not my characterization. That's his.
Hang on.
See, oh my god, this was beautiful because of the way it happened. Don't worry, well, like I've only listened to a few minutes more of this. But he's sorry, we're wrong color here. He goes into, I was like, when I heard this, I'm like, oh, he's appealing to Nigel Farage's authority. Guess what? That comes up later. Because I'm like, okay, you're telling Granny which involved with UKIP. And then this comes now with the far right. UKIP is far right. So you see, he has to do this. This is not about what he thinks or whatever. It's like, look, here is the label. Here's the label of you. So there's another accusation. I'm losing it already. Oh, you're so insufferable. I need a chew toy or something because I'm going to bite this. I've bitten this mic before. And I've taken a little bit of fur off of it. But it's fine. Yeah, it's label and dismiss with imaginary points as things to label. Yeah. Label incendiary. Is that how you spell it? I could just copy paste all these black blocks that I had there because it's exactly the same thing. I can't believe how he's done it so many times. Every single time he's doing this pattern of, I'll bring something up, okay? And then, oh, by the way, that makes you a bad person, and let's go from there. You know, like, I need to confront you with these things. You're far right. That's why I've said sometimes, I'm just like, can't we just yell at each other then? Can't they just go in and be like, Vaush goes, I think they do end up yelling at each other. But then Vaush comes in and says, Sargon, you're an ugly poopy face, and you this and this and this. Might as well. Don't pretend that you're being intellectual. That's a exasperated exhale. So this gives us our new UKIP is far right. Because come now. Nigel, I don't even know how to spell it, said so. And he was the founder. He left because it's too far right. Okay, that's the whole argument. Okay, and we just want to put far right as the label on our Sargon. Because long ass detour ahead. Okay, so this is where we're going into this argument here. Cheers, Oak. It was great knowing you. This is our new life. This is real life now. This is what we're going to do for the rest of the stream. Wow, we've only got 2 hours left. Watermelon, what's up? Don't know about Lance, but Vaush was from Destiny's community. Early Vaush mimics 2016 Destiny's info dump style. Fishing for dunks. Oh. And people like it, I suppose. I guess we get Maybe I would like that if Sitch and Adam were doing it. I don't know. Wait a minute. It's a this is just the Lance closing statement with gradual progression during the debate. Holy shit. Holy shift. Oh my gosh, Scum, you are the best because you auto-corrected to holy shift. Because shift faces are shit faces. So you've done the sacred spello of shift. So Lance's closing statement with gradual progression. Yes. Yeah. Lance's, he has the information dumps. And yes, then he's also doing the accusation, like you've said. So I'm going to just put this in for you. Your black block is going to come here. Beep, beep, beep. Scum, wait a minute. I'm keeping the holy shift in because it's perfect. Ask Carl if he's still here. At least Vaush has the courage to do it at the start of the debate, unlike spineless Lance. This is true! I know we don't necessarily need all the chat conversation in here, but I think it's good commentary. We are in the black blocks. We are blackpilling this. Blackpilling everyone with our black boxes. Fuck this debate.
Yeah, but you've got to understand the nature of the meaning that's within the terms that are being used here. That far right is effectively a dog whistle to say not politically correct.
A dog whistle.
For example, the
I'm not politically correct. Do you think I'm far right?
No, I don't, but that's not my characterization. But like, for example, the TERFs are far right at this point. The Posey Parkers and people like that. People who don't agree with transgender ideology are considered far right now.
It really depends on the way in which they engage in those things. But now you're ascribing to me positions I don't hold.
Listen,
how's that feel, Vaush? How's it feel prescribing things to, having things prescribed to you that you don't hold? Katzel. Meaning or not. I don't know about this, that what Sargon's doing here by going this way about not being politically correct. Maybe he would have been better off saying everybody. It's a meaningless term because anybody who is not completely woke is completely right wing. There's far right. You are a Nazi or you are you're lefty as fuck. That's it. There's no in between. There's no moderates. There's nothing. There's no centrism. So I don't think I think he could have said something more here. But
when I say UKIP is far right, I'm saying it because Nigel Farage, you're mischaracterizing my position.
I'm not ascribing a position to you. I'm letting you know that because you're not from this country, you don't understand the sort of tenor of the dialogue that is.
Is Nigel Farage from your country?
Yes, but Nigel Farage
left UKIP after Tommy Robinson was appointed because it was a far right party, too far right for him.
Can I finish what I'm saying? Because
you're free to.
I'm not, because you keep interrupting me.
My apologies.
Nigel Farage is not far right either. Far right is a dog whistle term to say not acceptable within politically correct politics. That puts a lot of people in this regard. And when people want to avoid the beating stick that the media use against these people, they say, "Oh no, I'm not with them. They're far right." This is what Nigel Farage has done.
Sort of like how anti-racist is a code word for anti-right.
Sorry, it's a code wode for what?
Anti-white.
See, he said anti-right. You guys heard that, right? He said anti-right, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. It is a slip. Sargon giving context. And then we've got a oh wait, over here. What is he saying? Oh yes, arguing about okay. What did come here now? Literally just lost it.
Not with them, they're far right. This is what
Oh yes, he did his he did eventually go here. He did eventually say, I'm not with them. Yeah, basically, he's saying, if you're not then you're far left, far right. And he goes to demonstrate that, and the way he says it as well is as if it's a confrontation attack. He goes like being anti-racist is anti-white. Okay, and I mean, sorry, you can't. He's not trying to bring an analogy in, a comparison. He's just trying to bring trying to tune him. Okay, as South Africans say, I'm trying to tune him. Gonna tune him good. Trying to diss him, basically.
Sort of like how anti-racist is a code word for anti-right.
Sorry, it's a code word for what?
Anti-white. Do you believe that characterization, that anti-racist is a code word for anti-right?
Now you've swapped them both.
I think that usually diversity is usually a code word for anti.
Say both, and by that mean not.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So you're essentially making the same argument that you can't claim anything as far right because far white is used to describe anyone who isn't on the left.
It depends what you think is far right.
Whoa. So he's saying you can't. Okay, so his thing is he is trying to use this technically as an analogy. Like being anti-racist is considered anti-white, and you agree. Agrees, right? He uses a different framing of it, or different wording of it, where he goes like diversity. Well, diversity is more code word. Okay, and then he says, yes, neo-Nazis say this. Let us now confound absolutely everything that you say, because you align on something. Wasn't it like Hitler was a vegetarian or some shit? Like, because you align in some manner, and we'll get back to what that alignment is, that somehow makes you a neo-Nazi. Use that. These arguments. Okay, so that he's saying, yeah, it's all dog whistles and what. And diversity is also one. So they both use these two examples, and he's trying to say, so that's what Sargon has said. He said, yes, everybody considers you far right if you're not absolutely far left. That's it. You're out of it. You're neo-Nazi if you are not woke. Okay? And then the way that Vaush says is like, oh, well, the neo-Nazis say that. So you agreed. So you're far right. I cannot believe, I thought he was much smarter than this. I really thought he was smarter than this. That does not look good. Does he, and I suppose people thought this was good? How did it come off that people feel like Vaush was, I mean, I know we're only 12 minutes in, but,
Definition.
Whether or not something is far right obviously depends on the political predilections of the person who is using that term. When I used it, I was
Yes. Okay, so you
referring to
Right mean in your definition?
on making the same argument that you can't claim anything is far right because far right is used to describe anyone
Well,
who
no,
isn't on the left.
It depends what you think is far right. What does far right mean in your definition?
Whether or not something is far right obviously depends on the political predilections of the person who is using that term. When I used it, I was referring to the description of Nigel Farage, a popular politician who lives in your country and is familiar with the language you use, who described UKIP as too far right for him after Tommy Robinson was appointed, a man you defended after his arrest around the same time you came in as one of their MPs. So when I say UKIP is a far right party, I am in fact quoting one of its founders and a prominent politician in Brit-Bongerland itself.
So
if you
Richard
disagree with that
Spencer is a
characterization,
progressive.
that's fine.
Richard Spencer.
Oh, thank you for allowing us to disagree with your characterization, because it's absolutely retarded. Because it's like, so your argument is Nigel Farage said it, and Nigel Farage is a popular politician there, and he founded UKIP, and he walks away from it. Therefore, it is far right, and as if Nigel Farage can't be wrong. He says far white and far right. He says goes between them. No, he says both of them. Gish galloped a lot and diverted just as much. Vaush would benefit from recalling where he really stands with his own. Oh yeah, he doesn't. He just makes sure that he stands in opposition to whoever he's talking to. It doesn't matter. And isn't it that he has admitted that he will just make sure that he disagrees with the person? He doesn't care. He just cares about winning. Which is just like, is it really winning if you're just gonna get rid of your own of your opinions? And he goes and actually in the beginning he said he doesn't know what Sargon believes. Vaush would benefit from Vaush is already a smooth brain, and then he just goes further debate brain. Yeah. Vaush came to this debate with a Yu-Gi-Oh deck of character assassinations of Sargon. Yeah. Nothing else, no other skills. Use these terms arguments. There's terms you can't use that characterization with far. So you can't use that of UKIP. And I'll say this as in that it is incorrectly called far right. Okay, far right is equal, depends on of the person defining it. Right, cool. So they agree on that. Okay. Okay. Agrees. Agrees. Sargon agrees. And what is your definition of far right? And then he goes into a fucking Lance tirade of at least he didn't tell us a story like Tales over there. But he goes on to this whole huge barrage of Nigel did this. Farage. definition. It goes on about Nigel Farage that doesn't mention his own. Tony Robbins or what? A lot more. You did this. You defended after his arrest. Like, yeah, it's just, we're still nowhere near capitalism versus socialism. Exactly. This is, you know what, we were closer to on topic when we were thinking that, when I was thinking that we were talking about The Last Jedi, when we were doing the EFAP with Mauler and I Hate Everything. We're close, the off-topicness of that stream is far less than this one.
Is a progressive then, because he claims to be a progressive.
That's an excellent. I would love to get into that. Do you know what the word progressive means?
Oh my god, oh my god. I don't like this person. How he didn't say anything ugly. The words all said the right thing. Right? Like they all came together in the right way. But he sounds like such a fucking tosser. How do you live with a person like that? I don't think I'd be able to speak to him. Because I would be... He actually would get too much satisfaction from speaking to me. Because I would be so full of scorn. I would need to be high. Or something. Because I would be way too full of scorn and whatever. I need to be over him. So maybe after we do about 10 debates, I would be in such a numbed out state that I won't react like this to them. I wonder if that's what's going to happen. Are we going to do this? Are we going to do Vaush debates and see what happens if I can just get over him? Because I can't handle the word. I can't handle it. Okay? Clearly not. I have a problem. Okay? Nigel finds UKIP to go to far right. Oh, I would love to. Has a bit of an orgasm there. Why does he get so excited? What little gotcha does he have under his sleeve here? Oh, yeah. I don't know if I could do another one of these. Okay, I would love to get into that with you. Are you familiar with with punching up and punching down? What is your meaning of what? I don't know why he's excited. So I'm gonna put just here, really excited to say so. I don't understand.
I don't care. Richard Spencer claims he's a progressive. By your logic, then he is a progressive. And Nigel Farage is right that UKIP's far right.
Did anything about my logic just say that words have no meanings and anyone can describe themselves to mean anything without any consideration?
Yes.
So because you disagree with Nigel Farage's characterization...
He's so angry with Sargon, which I don't know where you get this anger from. Can you see... maybe he hears Sargon, the way he hears Sargon, you know, Sargon's calmness and whatever, the way he hears him, maybe that is also making him want to lose his shit and strip his shirt off and rah, rah, like me. So maybe that's why he sounds so angry.
Anything about my logic just say that we're
like
quoting
he's so
one of its
spiky.
defended after his arrest around the same time you came in as one of their MPs. So when I say UKIP is a far-right party, I am in fact quoting one of its founders and a prominent politician in Britbongerland itself.
So
if you
Richard
disagree with that
Spencer is a
characterization,
progressive
that's
then.
fine.
Richard Spencer is a progressive then, because he claims to be a progressive.
Yo, that was actually really good. I can't believe I missed that. Richard Spencer. is progressive. He claims to be one. Okay, so he doesn't make the arguments. Doesn't make the arguments because we've set this tone. He's not making the argument. He's just giving him the tools to put it together. Challenge logic with example. Okay, and he goes. Now he gets angry because that was a gotcha.
I would love to get into that. Do you know what the word progressive means?
I don't care. Richard Spencer claims he's a progressive.
Oh, Sitch tried to say something. Oh, Sitch, what's up?
By your logic, then he is a progressive, and Nigel Farage is right that UKIP's far right.
Did anything about my logic just say that words have no meanings and anyone can describe themselves to mean anything without any...
Yes! It did. Are we aligned? I think so. What was the way he worded it?
Continue. Then he is a progressive, and Nigel Farage is right that UKIP's far right.
Did anything about my logic just say that words have no meanings and anyone can describe themselves to mean anything without any consideration?
I mean, I really do think that all of this over here. So he goes, example, states the logic. I mean, literally, he's stating the conclusion. Sargon implied. Right? He's stating the conclusion in Sargon implied because we are going to do that. We're going to fight each other here. Finally caught one of these live. Hey, Soup! Nice to meet you. To meet you, nice. Hi. Welcome live. This has been quite the one to catch because we are not even on the capitalism versus socialism one. And we are literally only 15 minutes in and we are like 2.5 hours into stream. We are long kitties. Morla wishes he could spend this much time on things. Godspeed, lads, lassies, the catters of all creeds. I gotta catch some sleep now. Have fun. No, scum. Good night, scum. We appreciate you. And we'll see you on the morrow. But Sargon, have you burned your amazing fan? Nope, that is good. But Sargon, have you burned your amazing Fantasy 15 incense with Nigel? That you just put them all together so beautifully. I need to do this. The commentary is beautiful. Come here. Okay. Okay, what do we have here?
Yes.
So because you disagree with Nigel Farage's characterization of the party that he helped create.
We don't worry about Nigel Farage's characterization. Why don't you just define far right for
us? It's strange to me that you would impugn the legitimacy of far right as a critic.
Oh, he in his vocabulary as well. Like, shut up, impugn. Who the fuck says impugn? Just relax, okay? He would impugn. Oh god, the pretentious. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And then he's trying to say, it's just because there's just such up and down and bullshitting. I imagine if I didn't map bullshit, we would just have like one block. But we're watching the bullshit go. Just continue. Okay. What is he's trying to say? I need to go again. I'm sorry. I know I keep going back, but I need to go again because I've lost time.
Anything about my logic just say that words have no meanings and anyone can describe themselves to mean anything without
Yes.
any consideration?
Yes.
So because
That's
you
exactly what
disagree
your
with
logic is
Nigel
saying.
Farage's characterization of the party that he helped
How about we
create,
don't worry about Nigel Farage's characterization? Why don't you just define far right for
it's strange to me that you would impugn the legitimacy of far right as a criticism when it was levied against the party by the person who created it. And you then
Well, what
come
does
to
it
tell
mean?
me that far right is a way to describe people who are politically correct. Tommy Robinson isn't
Yeah.
politically correct.
This is a whole bunch of nothing that happens here. Imagine only only mapping the arguments that are on topic. Yeah, imagine we would just be sitting here. Like, sorry, when do we get to the actual? And imagine mapping the argument once instead of the actual interaction that goes on and on and on and on. I need to figure out how I would go about that without losing the commentary on the repeats of an argument, because the wording that changes and the repetition that comes from going over an argument like this and then saying the argument like this, like I don't want to lose that, but I also don't like that I have to repeat these things. It's and I know there's no debate police that are going to debate diagram police. I am the debate diagram police, but I need to figure out how I want this to be, and I never have time to do it. Okay, because you disagree with Nigel F. What? How about we forget him? You tell me. Like, I think this is a useless pursuit. What kind of win are you getting out of this? Oh, it's the optics. Okay, fine. But the optics of this win is not great. It's kind of a lame win if you're gonna pretend that this is a win. If we somehow made the logic work for you, I still don't understand what is the point of pursuing this, so that you can say far right, na 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 na. That's basically it. There's no honor here of like, oh, let's figure out what he thinks, and you would impugn the characterization of the man who founded the organization. Like, it doesn't matter. And I wonder if you guys think that Adam takes sides just now. I wonder.
There is Nigel Farage.
But what
So
does far
obviously
right
when
mean?
he used that characterization, he wasn't using it from the perspective of somebody that you have mischaracterized here.
Why can't you just define far right for me?
Well, it depends on where you are in the political spectrum.
Where are you?
I would consider wanting to
then it's
end
different to everyone.
Yeah, yes. So we have to
Then why
define our
use it?
terms.
That's
Why
what I'm
use
asking you
well
to
the
do.
same
Define
as
far
the same
right
can
for
be
me.
said with progressive or English liberal or classical liberal.
I
Think of
agree.
all of the ways in which
I
you've
can
bastardized the
define
term
those
classical
if you
liberal
want.
over the past few years.
He
I'm
wanted
not
to say
interested
that.
in debating that with you. I'm interested in finding out from you what your definition of far right is. And I can't continue until you define it because, as you say, it's
We
subjective.
must find
So
In
why
the
don't you just give me your
instance of
definition?
UKIP specifically, considering that their push for Brexit was prompted largely on populist xenophobic rhetoric, I'm sure you would disagree with that. I know you would disagree with that characterization, but here's the quick question from you, okay?
Yeah.
What
But
is
I just want you to define
fear-mongering?
far right for me. I'm not answering the question until you define far right for me.
Far right is a political characterization for anyone outside of the Overton window to the extent that they would be considered far. Do you want a more specific term?
No, that's perfect.
I was
because
quoting
that proves my point precisely.
that it's
a worthless
subjective.
term.
The
Yeah, but
point
it's a
that I
dog
agreed
whistle.
with, all language is subjective. We create it for the utility we derive from it. I was quoting the founder of UKIP when I described it as a far right party. If
Yeah,
you
I
have a
know,
problem
but
with
your
his language
definition-
usage,
Your definition of far right there.
Hey,
makes it
Vaush,
as
can you
worthless
lower your
as when-
microphone a little bit, just a tad? Sorry.
sure,
I'm getting
I can push it
complaints in the
further
chat.
away from me.
Okay, there you go.
Your definition of
Maybe just don't come back ever again. I often, I have several times in this stream now said, maybe I just don't want to do this. I just don't want to do this debate. It's difficult. Came here due to Adam and Sitch endorsing you in one of your videos. I really love this mapping the arguments thing you're doing. Keep it at it as amazing content. Gave you a sub. Thank you so much, Eric. I really appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know. I really appreciate it, especially the people that have you guys like Sitch and Adam and then you go and like me. It's that I don't know, that endorsement is insane to me. So if you can like me and them at the same time, it's like, wow, Sitch and Adam fans are great. So if they can agree, I don't know how. I'm losing words. Imagine, okay, let's try this again. So I'm trying to not do a block per sentence here because we will never, ever finish this. But I want to get all of this in, but there's enough. There is enough here for us to say, okay, you're insufferable. How about we forget the like? This is a conversation, man. Okay, just the summary of his argument is Nigel Farage said it, and therefore it's true. And then he's just like, I will not. He's like asking basically quibbles of. Thanks, Kalente. I really appreciate it. We like you. We tolerate such an I like that. We could give you some good debates that don't become shit shows, but honestly, it's entertaining to watch this demoralizing live. Yes, you just watch the black hole just sink in. I left for a while and there were only 15. Yes, Anderson. Mr. Anderson, we are. I was just saying how this is so tough. This is so tough. Every week, I'm like, we're okay. We've gotten through this. I'm like, that was a bad one. Next one will be better. This one's been rough. I don't like, you know what this. Maybe let's do a little diagram of why this is tough for me. Okay. So we've got the debate. We've got the flow of the debate. The flow of the debate is supposed to go, or of a debate, of arguments. Premise. Okay, conclusion. Right. And because, so we got premise. Look, the computer's also losing it now. Look at that. Do you see that? Whoa! Now it's a draw. Okay. Premise supporting. Because. Because. Actually. Premise. Against. Okay, it's supposed to be that way. We're supposed to have this going on when we map the logic of an argument, where we just have, okay, conclusion, we have our conclusion, then we have our premise supporting and our premise against, and then we can argue about the lines. We can go into the becauses and whatever, or maybe we can talk about how even if you accept these premises, you can attack the logic of the becauses, right? Cool. But what the fuck is Vaush doing over here? Okay? And I say Vaush because he's mostly the one that's directing the conversation. And no, I would not say, debates now just need to give everybody exactly the same amount of time to talk. It's not that. It's just that he's spoken the most. It's very hard to tell, if anything. So this is normal. Okay? Now, what we have is we've got a conclusion. A conclusion is given. Oh, actually, because not even, no, premise supporting, and then we get the conclusion. So here's all this premises. Premise, conclusion. That's fine. You should go to premise to conclusion, right? That's fine. But oh, no. What am I? How would I draw this? And I'm doing this because I need a palette cleanser within. Okay, what is happening? How is this happening in the interaction? You would say premise against premise against. Okay, so what he is doing is moving the conclusion around. Yes. They can't even agree on what each premise is. So they go and say, okay, actually, this is the conclusion. Other conclusion. Nothing to do. No. Like, it goes like that, actually. We go and we get all these different conclusions that come off. Yeah, we have a million conclusions from one premise. And also when premise is a premise that actually wasn't even given. So we will have here another one. Imaginary premise. Okay. That is here. That goes to this original. Fuck off, you. Okay, there we go. I was so confused and so bewildered that I actually couldn't even diagram how this goes wrong, really. Imaginary premise supporting. Another conclusion. Insult. Conclusion. Insulting conclusion. Quibble over what the conclusion is. Terms involved in conclusion. Like, this is all the bullshit that comes on. There's just all this. Well, we don't have any of this shit going the way I want it to go, and it hurts. You know what? Equine Shadow. I can't say. I've just lost my mind here. Let's have a OMG more diagrams. Eric, even that diagram hasn't helped me. Next one will be better. You must be new to the internet. Should go back to some flat earth and atheism debates. Yeah, that will be great. The atheism ones are. We should go and do some hitch slap ones. Oh wait, one more thing. Before we get back to this, I needed an interlude. I needed something to get away from. I wanted to know. I want to do a change my mind debate and see how that goes. I think that might be a shorter one that we can do in between parts. As I know we have many palette cleansers that are on the list in the Discord. But yeah, I want to do a change my mind because they're kind of short and it would be interesting to relook at them because most of them I want to see how we can, if we can identify the bullying that Steven Crowder is accused of a lot of the time. And I might just have been biased watching what he's doing. If I've done everything, look at this man, Andrew. Okay. First of all, these days his elephant crushes a few shops instead of entire bazaar. What? Bigger flowcharts. Yes, bad. Yes, they do, Anderson. They do. They have big flowcharts because it's not even mental gymnastics. It's just the on and on. You have to fight for so much longer to get to one conclusion. You have to fight a whole lot. I want to see if we can try to just somebody needs to go out and debate and try to debate thinking about how I will diagram them. And then maybe we can see some arguments. Okay. Some nice clusters of reasoning. What the hell? Andrew, if I've done everything correctly, your new PC will cost a total of 8,854 dirhams. Maybe show your feet when you ask for tips. I would say so. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, just hold on. That's not. Okay, so if I eat half of what I eat for a month, it will take me maybe, if I held it together, I would get thinner, which would get me tips. So I could save money by not eating, and then it would take me about 3 or 4 months to get a little bit of that by myself. I'm awful at diagramming and arguments in real time. Hoping this kind of content will prime me more for doing so. Yeah, Eric, I thought I would get faster, especially with Miro because there's shortcuts and things, but the e-fapping of it, the having to stop and start and stop and start and stop is a problem. If you are, I suppose if you're not doing this sort of interactive thing, maybe it will make it better, easier, but it is very hard to grasp the argument as much as you want to when you're diagramming something without going over it. This is with my brain. My brain doesn't hold things very well. As you can see, I change my mind on what sentence I'm going to complete. Like, I start a thought, and then I'm like, wait, that's something else. I should say that instead. And then I'm like, wait a second. Actually, the way that I started that one off sounded better. That's why I never used to finish my essays in time at varsity, because I would rewrite absolutely every sentence in my essay about 3 or 4 times. And I'm not kidding you. I've argued with my wife and I plot a diagram in my mind live. I want to see it. You haven't read Amazing Fantasy 15. Change my mind. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, do we have to go? Okay, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to do this. Let's go.
Far right there means absolutely nothing, though. Simply outside of the Overton
That's
window
why I was
tells us
quoting
nothing about
the founder of UKIP. Why are you so angry over this?
Vaush, what you're saying is that the term far right means outside of the Overton
I
window.
was quoting.
But
You
yeah,
have
but
to
Vaush,
wait.
your
I need to
definition
help.
is
I
how
need to
you
help you with this
define
one. I'm
far
willing
right.
to help you with this one.
Vaush, can you let me speak?
When
again?
I'm describing,
Vaush,
well,
do you
really
have to
quickly,
talk
because
over
I
One at a
feel
time,
as though
guys.
we're confused right now, and I'm trying to help
I
us
agree
both.
that you are confused right now.
I
You
agree that
defined
we're both
far
confused.
right
Okay, I'm confused
you-
as to why you're continuing on this point. So let me
because
clarify really
I'm
quickly.
trying to explain to you the
I would
deficiency in
not
your
use
thinking.
far right as an objective term to describe a party. What I
Okay.
would
Okay, sorry. What I'm trying to do here is I'm gonna try and go for like minutes at a time without speaking. Let them do the speaking, let me do the writing, and then we can talk about it. It's gonna sound like dead air, but it's not.
doing point.
Confused right now.
I we're both confused.
Right.
Okay, I'm confused as to why you're continuing on this point. So let me clarify
Because
really
I'm
quickly.
trying to explain to you the
I would
deficiency in
not
your
use
thinking.
far right as an objective term to describe a party. What I was doing was quoting Nigel Farage because you then criticized me for using far right in a way which is not
Yeah.
in line with how Britmongers use far right.
If
And I
it
turn that
helps,
on
I
you
would
by pointing
criticize
out I am
Nigel Farage
quoting
for the same
not
thing.
only a Britmonger, but the person who founded the party. If you
I
want me
don't
to use
care.
more specific language, I don't care if you don't care.
Vaush,
You're acting as though I'm the one who used this language when I'm quoting the person who I
You
felt
are
couldn't
using this
communicate a
language
language
right
user.
now.
Vaush, give
Right.
Sargon a chance to respond.
Are we
You
going
are
to argue
using-
about the definition of far right for the
How-
next 40
Vaush,
minutes?
Hopefully
Vaush,
not.
Vaush.
Hopefully not. But
The
give
moderator's
Sargon a
asked you to
response.
be quiet for a moment. Can you do that? Good.
Are you going
So-
to ask me what far right means?
No, I'm going to explain to you why your definition
Let him
of far
respond, Vaush.
right makes exactly what you're saying about the term far right redundant.
Hit me
You
up.
just defined it as being outside of the Overton window. That's exactly correct, but that's not actually an analysis of someone's political position.
No shit. I agreed with that.
So you guys
That's
are in
why I
agreement?
was
You're demolishing your
quoting.
own position here. Vaughn.
That's why I was quoting another person. Do you want
But
me
it
to
doesn't
rephrase
matter
my
if-
arguments in my
that's
own
an appeal
language?
to authority, Vaush. That's an appeal.
It's an
to
appeal
authority.
to authority to describe UKIP by the person who founded UKIP and left the party because of the influence of
Yes.
people like you.
Yes.
Do you know appeal to authority
Yes,
is
you are
only
literally just
wait.
appealing to
I
Nigel
can.
Farage
You
as
can
an
learn
authority.
from this. You can learn something. An
You are
appeal to
not
authority.
justifying
I'm sorry,
anything.
he's fucking God, he's how did anyone watch this? Let me just have a look at what chat is saying here because I need some vindication. Please, can someone be losing their shit as much as me in my head in chat? Okay? Seriously, does this guy run a drama channel? I wish there was someone in the room with Vaush with a gag. Let's rate the beard styles until they get somewhere relevant. I give Sargon a 4 and Vaush an 8 out of 10. Sargon, listen for a moment to let Vaush finish or let moderator step in. I think you're the wrong way around, but okay. Vaush thought he was prepped and maybe, but he didn't foresee this turbulence. Vaush is insufferable. Yes, he is really. Ask Vaush to actually turn his microphone down. Decrease Vaush volume. I can't wait for Spencer versus Vaush. I'm going to be slaughtering. What? Vaush is going to get up and shoot someone in a minute. Calm down, bro. It's just a debate, lol. Decrease Vaush mic! Vaush is projecting hard. Is this dude a leftist? I know nothing about him. Oh, I wish I knew nothing about him right now. This is why I couldn't finish the debate, just barking back and forth. Yeah, it's too much. Ones for solidarity. Yes, please give me some ones. Or just cats. Just give me cat emojis. Gotta give Adam props for letting this get far without. Yeah, I honestly do think so, Watermelon. Sorry. are really, really, I commend both of them. And you check such like, sorry guys, before we continue, and that's it. He didn't even push with it. It's so funny. Everyone in Suchinam chat, telling the commie down, Man, Nico, why you gotta use the cursed cat? Oh, that makes me smile. Okay, let's do it. I'm re-energized. But this guy, the way he's like, you can learn from this. I mean, really, are you trying to be a dick? I guess it is. It's his brand, right? He has to be like this. But it just comes so naturally that you're like, no, wait, that's you. That's how you are. Oh, tiger. Okay, cool. Now I'm big and strong. Vaush says something stupid and then tells Sargon he can learn something. The hubris. The
An
irony.
appeal
Logical
to
reasoning,
authority
Vaush.
is only fallacious when the authority doesn't have authority on the subject. Nigel Farage has
always
authority.
fallacious. Vaush. It's
Oh,
always-
this is interesting. I love this one. Okay. So appeal to, I was wondering what I think of this, right? Appeal to authority is only fallacious when the authority is invalid, okay? Okay. So he uses, later on, he'll use a Brad Pitt's opinion on climate change. So what actually he says here is no, it's always a fallacy. And it comes down to because you have to go down, even if you had the authority. This is what I saw in it, which is like Vaush brings up a physicist, and what we should use. Would we believe in the physicist in a matter of physics? And it's like, well, that physicist would still have to prove what they're saying. So I agree with Sargon here that actually it can always be broken down into a fallacy if we need, the authority is not what proves the argument is what proves the argument. That's why it's called a fallacy. So he's saying no, if you get the right authority, then it's fine. It's all tone and no substance. Yeah, it's really, his tone is, you know what, I can say I'm impressed that he can put so much scorn and condescension into each word. It's a skill, and I can see why he has an audience for that. This is the internet where scorn is, people are looking for that sort of thing. Jesus. Moses, God said thou shalt not steal. Vaush, why are you appealing to authority, bruh? Like, well, the thing is, he's saying no, that's not the right authority. So God is okay. If God is not the right authority, okay? If we need to have the right authority, and then it's okay to appeal to authority.
fallacious.
Do you want to look up the definition of the
it's
Now
appeal
he's
to
gonna
authority
go-
fallacy?
Look
But
at his face. He's so upset. Dude, relax. Why is he so angry? It's always a fallacy. I'm gonna just say loses his shit. Oopsie. Look it up. Do you want to look it up? He's really angry. Come on, catch up. Even the laptop, the Miro is like, I give up on this. No. Okay, so he gets really angry, and I can't believe how angry he gets. Oopsie. I mean, look at his nostrils, and he's gonna kill
Wait,
someone.
really quickly,
You
really
can-
quickly. Do you
you
think it's a
cannot-
fallacy? Do you think it is a fallacy to appeal to the authority of a physicist when speaking on the legitimacy of issues concerning physics?
What you're doing.
That's a yes or no question, Sargon.
What you're doing.
That's a
Ooh,
yes
it's
or no
yes
question.
or no question, Sargon. It's a yes or no question, Sargon. My God. You can't, just because you say it's a yes or no question does not mean you are being good faith. He's being bad faith by not answering yes or no, because that is not good enough. I'm not going to answer yes or no because you are going to walk all the way over what I'm trying to say. We're not going to walk through this conversation together. I'm not going to answer you and then you say, okay, because you said this, blah, 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 and we collaboratively get through the argument. No. If I say yes, you're going to fucking run off in the other direction and carry on, and I'm never going to get you back. So can I please, then you actually have to preempt and go and curb around and try and box him into, just try and get what he's trying to, he's trying to argue eventually, because he's like elephant over here. Fucking ginger elephant. Do you want to look it up? And then he goes, is it to the authority? Oh my gosh, learn how to type. Yes or no question. Now this starts getting
Sargon.
I don't have to talk, but if you're asking me a question, I think
That's a
it's
yes or no
incumbent on
question,
you
Sargon. Do
to
you
not
think that it is a
interrupt me when I give you
fallacy
an answer.
to appeal to the validity of a
Don't you think he's really he's overly angry right now? Where is this coming from?
physicist's
Moderators,
authority?
can we get some moderation,
Vaush,
please?
can you just
Okay, so is this where it's like I didn't know that Sargon actually had to ask for moderation. And I think we're getting to the mute point now. Not the moot point, the mute point.
It's a yes or no question that I think is
Can you
pretty
guys not
pertinent.
mute him after he's asked the
Well,
question?
I can,
so
but I don't
actually
like
answer
to
it?
mute people, but I will. Vaush, I'm gonna mute you if you don't just respond to me. But go ahead, Sargon. I
Right,
got to give
so-
Sargon a chance to respond. Vaush, you keep interrupting him when he let him stop
It's very
talking.
ungentlemanly, Vaush.
Yeah, let him stop
You
talking.
can
and then
make your
interject.
point and then pause and then make your point after I've spoken.
Yeah, there you go.
So
He mutes him. I can't believe it. It's I haven't seen one of those where it's muted. Interesting. I think that's fine. I guess people would say the fact that Sargon had to ask for that to happen is maybe, I think it's just that they have, Sitch and Adam maybe have a higher tolerance for that sort of bullshit, that they'll let it go much further before they like, okay, can you shut the fuck up? I think they would eventually get there, but they let the threshold go, and then Sargon's like, listen, this is getting a bit ridiculous. And I mean, the chap's also asking really for him to just get muted. So eventually, yeah, they put him in the timeout. It's hilarious. I actually think that's it. I'm gonna put yours here. I love it. I like the idea. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, in the previous stream, because we had to restart today, that you it's actually you could definitely abuse that. You could definitely abuse that power, but the point is you need to use it as a moderator. You can't just go. And also, you know what I like? Okay, what I do like, as opposed to nobody speak when I'm speaking. Nobody speak when I'm speaking. Sorry, I'm gonna let you, like, you know, the way in the previous debate we went through with Dylan. It just wasn't. It was just him performing his authority, I suppose. Just didn't really work. Optically, it looks bad for Sargon. I don't think so. Look, I mean, it can. I suppose he'll be like, yeah, he had to ask. I think maybe the asking for it looks bad, but it does look like I think optically you're right in terms of, okay, it could look bad for him, but in my opinion, seeing this, it's embarrassing that Vaush had to be timed out. Okay, for me, it's like he's a little bubba, and he was told to shut up and put him in the naughty corner. He was in timeout. That's what he was being done. It's the enemies we made along the way. Yeah, it's turning. Oh, did he turn up his mic? What a cunt. Where is the capitalism versus socialism? I don't know. It's just a capitalist versus a socialist. I think we're gonna change the name of the thing. But yeah, so I think we've illustrated both of these opinions on. Well, Eric's also said a good thing. Okay, so these are the two opinions on this exchange, right? The one where we like it makes Vaush look bad versus it makes Sargon look bad. And it also makes Sitch and Adam look bad as moderators, I suppose, because people were upset with him. Them. I'm not upset, you know what I'm saying. Being Vaush in general should be embarrassing enough. Oh my god. At least 20 minutes debate time away. Really? That means we're like 3 parts away from it.
Of the term far right is it is just a dog whistle to say this is a bad person. As you've said by your definition of far right, there is no real definition of far right. It's not a political position. It isn't a political ideology. You're not defining anything in a positive way. What you're saying is this is just the bad area, and anything we relegate to the bad area is bad. And when you use Nigel Farage using that tactic, what he is trying to do is ingratiate himself with the media. Now, I know you're not British, so I appreciate that you might not have known this or understood this, but that's what he's doing. Because, for instance, Nigel Farage has said practically everything that I've said about these subjects as well. So if he calls someone like me not far right, then essentially he's calling himself far right as well. So all this is kind of weak political gamesmanship. And I honestly, I thought we were below you, to be honest.
So I don't know if you missed my question. Do you think it is fallacious to appeal to the authority of a physics professor when asking a question?
And he held on to that one, eh? He doesn't bother. He doesn't bother to continue with this discussion. It completely just goes back to here. He does not have any interest. He's going back here. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. Come on. Let me use my... There we go. Boom. You can move this down here, can't you? Okay, well... So he just goes back here and just like, you must have missed my question. Did you miss my question? And we have our lovely word of repeat. Hey! Fuck off, all of you. Not you guys. These things. Repeat! It's not even bad faith. That to me is part of the bad optics for Vaush. It's like he didn't even listen to what Sargon just said. He's just been waiting for his way to get in with this little point that he's trying to make. He's trying to go, look, and he's going to do that. Look, Sargon thinks that authority means nothing, everybody. Oh my god, is he like this in everything? Oh. We can't do more than one Vaush a debate in 1 month. I'll die. I will die. And you guys will be responsible. No, you won't. But still.
Physics or trying to
You'll
clarify
bear witness.
an answer on it.
So let him answer.
It doesn't
Vaush.
prove the answer if you appeal to an authority.
It doesn't prove the
Thank
answer.
you. That is what I'm trying to say. If it does not prove the answer, that was my thing. Does not prove the answer. Which is the contention with it. That's why appeal to authority is a fallacy.
Fallacious to invoke their authority on the subject? That's a yes or no question.
Because you're not proving the answer to the question.
Yeah.
So you believe that it's fallacious in any point to ever address the validity or the authority of an expert on the subject?
Vaush, I'm not saying that when you have two laymen discussing physics and they don't know what they're talking about, and physicist X says this, then that's not a useful input into the conversation, but it is a fallacious.
How did he say this here? Sorry, I want to take how he approached this interaction.
Honestly, I thought it was below you, to be honest.
So I don't know if you prove the answer. Is it fallacious to invoke their authority on the subject? That's a yes or no question.
Because you're not proving the answer to the question.
Yeah.
So you believe that it's fallacious in any point to ever address the validity or the authority of an expert on the subject?
He made such a fucking jump, and it's just so tiring when you're the one that has to draw a block for everybody's fucking positions. So you believe, I can't even spell anymore, that it's always, and he loves saying the word fallacious. Look how I can make the word fallacy into an adjective. Look, everybody, look. It's always fallacious to if you ever into someone's authority. What does he say? I'm just thinking of somebody watching this and saying, that's not what he said.
To invoke their authority on the subject? That's a yes or no question.
Because you're not proving the answer to the question.
Yeah.
So you believe that it's fallacious in any point to ever address the validity or the authority of an expert on the subject?
I'm not saying that when you have two laymen discussing physics and they don't know what they're talking about, and physicist X says this, then that's not a useful input into the conversation, but it is a fallacious argument.
It's not a fallacious argument. You actually don't know the definition of the
let him finish. You keep interrupting.
He talked for
like 90 seconds, and I'm asking.
Okay, so there's again. Oh, he spoke for 90 seconds. He hasn't finished the thing, and it's oh no, but he hasn't. I don't understand how he expects Sargon to answer him when he's fucking interrupting him every second. And then also, if he hasn't finished making his point, so tough luck. Okay, I understand what it's like when somebody is trying to make their point, and I'm usually that person, who's rambling. I understand that. But he's not rambling. He is making coherent arguments and asking questions, and every single time you have to push it, and it's fucking annoying. Just be a fucking adult. Wow. I would not be a good moderator because I would be yelling at him.
That's no question.
Keep
It's not a fallacious argument.
And again,
the
optically,
physicist
this
X
doesn't look
says
good.
this, then that's not a useful
Without
input into the
optics.
conversation, but it is a fallacious argument.
It's
because
not
it's
a
not
fallacious
it's
argument.
not
You actually
proof
don't
of
know the
the answer.
definition of
Vaush,
the
let
fallacy.
him finish. You keep interrupting.
It's
He
not
talked,
proof
mate,
of the answer.
Adam, he talked for like 90 seconds and I'm asking yes, no questions.
Dad, he
This is
talked
pretty
90
simple.
seconds.
You can
Longer.
Google the definition
Vaush.
of the appeal to authority fallacy if you're interested. For
Okay.
anyone curious, the appeal to authority is only fallacious if their authority isn't relevant. So if I'm appealing to Brad Pitt's opinion on climate change, that would be a fallacious appeal to authority because Brad Pitt, though he does have cultural and social authority, does not know anything about climate change, or at least not
Vaush,
any more than you would
Vaush.
expect from a layman.
Vaush, can authorities
But
ever
still
be
doesn't
wrong?
prove it.
That is irrelevant to whether
Okay.
or not the line of appeal is fallacious.
Okay, so never mind then. Let's
No,
move
it's
on.
That is not what wait, do you think a fallacy means
how
any type
angry
of
he
argument
is.
that is capable of being wrong?
No.
Okay, so
I
whether
don't
or
wanna-
not
I
it's
don't wanna speak for
capable of being
Sargon.
wrong has nothing to do with whether or not it's a fallacy.
No,
Let-
but
let-
it is a fallacy to appeal to authority. In the
He is
face
the
of an actual
only
answer.
person who's this
It's not
worked
in the
up.
face of an actual
I think-
answer.
I think
You
we're
often
getting-
have to appeal
he-
to expertise in
No,
order to solve
let's-
questions. You
let's
realize
move
that,
on.
right?
It's a minor point.
You
Let's
don't
move on.
actually ever have to appeal.
Well, it's
to
actually
expertise.
incredible to me that somebody could be politically relevant for online this long and not know the basic definition of a fallacy that
Oh
you
my
could
God,
Google
this
and
man
learn.
has a
I
man
think I've
bun.
seen infographics meant to be digested by 8th graders that have a more nuanced understanding of this topic than he does.
Oh.
But that's okay.
Let's see if
We can
can
move on. What I'm more interested in, because I don't know why like you're posturing so
How-
hard on the definition of far right, is while we're speaking on the definition
Hang
of
on,
words.
hang on.
Mhm,
Right, hang on. Right.
Mhm.
You seem very worked up at the moment.
Really?
and I'm not here to fight.
I want to try something. Okay. We're on 2152, right? And is the stream like this for you? This video where it's behind? I don't think that it is. I think this might be a problem for me. So I'm trying to go to where would I find it? Your channel. No. Where are my downloads? Where would I find my downloads? Because I guess that's in premium. Because I want to remove it so that I can just watch it live. Because the whole reason that's removed from downloads. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I want to go here.
Understand that your career has
hang on,
literally
hang
been
on.
built on you smugly being wrong and
Hang
remaining
on,
calm because you
hang
make a lot of money from it.
Vaush,
Would you like to
Vaush.
move to the next subject?
Fucking cunt. Sorry, if you guys thought I was a lady, you are very highly mistaken.
I don't know why like you're posturing so
How-
hard on the definition of far
So
right
is it-
is while we're speaking on the definition of
Hang on,
words.
hang on.
Is it like this? The original video is out of sync as well. Okay, so that's where we are. This is fucking infuriating, man. Calm down, bro. So much elephant, you'd think someone would be out of for his tusks. You guys, kneecapping himself optically, in my opinion, ironically. I don't know. Kitty claws are coming out. No way. Have you watched Vaush debates? I have not. Okay. What's up, Red Chaos? Good to see you again. Appeal to authority can be fallacious, and likewise it can be appropriately used, but of course it depends on the context. If you're refusing to tackle the context, however, it is fallacious. I think you technically, okay, if we go down all the way technically, yeah, the context would enable us to take the expert as proof, right? We would have to find enough context so he is right when he talks about, okay, we wouldn't make Brad Pitt the authority on climate change. I understand that. But you could, what we're assuming when we do appeal to authority is that that authority has good arguments. So that's what I understand with Sargon is saying. it does itself, it does not prove the answer. So that's the difference. It's just we would have to go to the. It's just taking out the step of where we went to the expert and said, "Hey, explain it to us. Make sure that you show me the experiments that proved this." We obviously, practically, we don't need to do that, and that's why we use experts for sure. These days, experts and authorities, we have a bit of a even more of a contentious relationship with them, in my opinion, after our lovely episodes with what do you call it, with Pfizer and all of those things, doctors, people getting cancelled, all of that. So not that they knew what was coming. Look at them, sweet summer children having an argument. They didn't even know it was coming. Shame, Adam, shame. What? Right to me, Vaush. Well, Adam, I think Adam was. How do you do that? Look, he's right. Adam asked a good question. Maybe what he could have done is, instead of doing it at Vaush, he poses the question to the two. I think a moderator is allowed to ask questions. So I would want him to somehow word it so that it's not an attack on Vaush. That would be more of a better moderator move. But he had to rein it in. I would also be like, are you fucking kidding me? Kitty, will you be able to handle Vaush defending white South Africans? I don't know. If he's doing it in this condescending manner, no thanks, you can keep him. That will be great. That will be the next one, I think. Is this the black no, not black consciousness? Black nationalism? Does he talk about Steve Biko, black consciousness, all of that? Yeah. That's interesting. I wonder why he would take why would he I would like to understand his argument for why, and why he would defend them, because whether it makes sense for a guy like him to do so, or if he's just being against things. I love both Sitch and Adam, but the out of sync video is truly inexcusable. Yeah, it was live, okay? We can't, but I suppose they could have tried to fix it. Fix it in post, where they exported, changed the audio around a little bit and try to make it a bit better. I guess they could have done that. Vaush vs. Destiny 1. I think Destiny gets as angry and yelly as I do in terms of when he's frustrated with someone not understanding him. Considering the reaction he had to the Lawrence Southern thing and all of that, I enjoyed him. So I would be interested to see how he deals with Vaush. But yeah, I don't know. Gotta do a Vaush to Destiny. Guys, we need to, maybe I'll have to pin a post in the suggestions. Yeah, I'll pin a post in the suggestions part of the Discord, and then I'll have like the list of the priorities or the next ones we're voting on. I'm always going to give us three options when we're going to the next one. We can just vote on it in the Discord, but I think the previous poll got to like 70 votes. So I do want to put it on YouTube as well, because not everybody's in the Discord. And yeah, I like seeing what people want to see. But you guys can vote on the options for the three, so you can be the first round. The OGs in the Discord. Sargon of Akkad feels that Vaush's behavior is fishy in this. Yeah, it's ungentlemanly, Sargon. I mean, it's ungentlemanly, Vaush. Vaush even defended liberalism somewhat in one debate. He will literally say anything just to win an argument. So is that it, Eric? Is that it? Like, I'm hearing that's what it is. It's really just he needs to win. And someone else as well, a couple of people have said it's because he was also debating a woman in this case, and he likes debating women. He likes to just not agree with them. he was he was even more insufferable in that one that that Sitch and Adam went over recently. God, the way he looks into the camera, like, I know I do that, but this is live to a person, and he's reacting to that person that's talking to him. It's like somebody sitting next to you, and you look at your friend and go, "This fuck," and then expect, I don't like that. It doesn't feel right. Punny. I love puns. If glass is okay, let's go. We have half an hour. Let's see if we can get to half an hour.
Hang on, right? You seem very worked up at the moment.
Yes.
Really?
I'm not here to fight you.
I understand that your career has literally been
on,
built on you smugly being wrong and remaining calm because you make a lot of money from it.
That's
Would you
real
like to move to the
projection.
next subject, or would you like to pause
I'm
share?
not worried about the amount of money I make. What I'm saying is that I'm not here to destroy you, right? I'm not here to take you down or anything, because you have nothing I want.
We have not even gotten to a single discussion point yet, because you got
Whose fault
triggered
is that?
by your former party leader's characterization of your own party.
Vaush, you're the one
I agree that we'll
doing...
characterize that as triggering. But the point is, Vaush, you laid out the...
Nape, really? White South Africans are very good at diagrams. I hope that I am part of your premise supporting your conclusion. I shouldn't listen to that one. Or Charlotte didn't listen to that one. Okay, guys. He was saying, now I say, because believe it's always fallacious if you ever address someone. I'm not saying it's not useful in context. But it does not prove. Okay, and then there's just a whole fucking shit show. Ensues. We've got he's interrupting me. Let him finish, Vaush. He spoke for 90 seconds. Let him finish. Blah 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 blah, and then it just basically goes it's very ungentlemanly. And what else do we have? It's very ungentlemanly, Vaush, and then we're basically getting to repetition of arguments, previous points by Vaush, loud mic, and then we've got you seem angry. Okay, then we've got you. Okay, let's go into trying to assure. He's not here to fight him. Oh, personal insult. I honestly think, do you think he's getting so worked up here because he can see it's not working? I wonder if this is it, or if he's just worked up. He's fallen into that frustration because he hasn't gotten. He's angry because Sargon isn't angry, and he doesn't like that. He likes to be the calm one. From what I've seen, okay, from what he was doing with the chick as well, he likes speaking very properly and seeming as if he's the most calm guy, and he's very logical and very nice, and when somebody is nicer and calmer than him, I think it just doesn't work out. But then again, this is just from my recent exposure to him. in this kind of context. So maybe I'm wrong, but what I've seen is this. Trying to secure Vaush is not here to fight him. Personal insults. Personal attacks now. You've made money, all your money on acting calm, but getting people angry. You were triggered, got triggered by mention through when I mentioned. And I mean, the way he goes, your former party leader, like he brings that up. He's really, really harping on that point. Like Sargon does not care, guy. And it looks bad. Did people just not watch this properly? And that's why they thought that that Sargon, that Carl was beaten? I suppose we're only 22 minutes in, but so far, Vaush looks a bit silly. Getting hot and bothered, and I love it. Yeah. Oh, wait. No! Oscar Pistor! Shut up. Can't watch because Vaush's struggle session personified, but dropped by to say hi. Hi, Ty. Thanks for coming to say hi. I feel like I am very jealous of you right now because he is really, he's a problem. But I've got some company here to help me get through it, and we have struggled. Look how horrible it's been. 22 minutes. We're almost at the end of stream, and we've only gone through 22 minutes.
Definition of far right, and it actually doesn't mean anything, does it?
No, it has a subjective meaning, like all terms. That doesn't mean it means nothing.
But from your definition, what you're saying is far right is just outside of the Overton window, isn't it?
Right, which means it is subjective, not meaningless. Those two words mean different things.
Okay, but what do we derive from that, if not just an expression of power?
What?
I don't.
I would like you to clarify that statement.
Okay, so the use of the term far right, to categorize something as far right, is to categorize it as outside of the Overton window. Agreed?
Far enough outside of the Overton window that it would be considered far right. Yes.
Yeah, sure, but you're categorizing it as something.
Yes, it's subjective because it relates to the subjective position of the Overton window.
Yes, and the Overton window is that space in which we have the acceptable space for political dialogue. Is that correct?
That is what the Overton window means, yes.
Yes. So it's just an expression of power. It's not saying something is right or wrong. It's saying this is what we will talk about, and that is what we won't.
I never said it was a value statement. I said it was a descriptor that I was using specifically because I was quoting somebody who I felt had authority on the characterization of UKIP. This is ridiculous. We haven't gotten to a single point yet, and we're 25 minutes in.
Let's move on.
It only makes sense.
Yeah, I think maybe what we could have said here, like I'm honestly just over to even mapping this again. They're going more shit show. Okay, more shit show. Who said what? Subjective definition. Overton window. Did I spell that right? Window. Jeez. Brings up the far right power. So power move. Oh. Power. Okay, in power, blush. Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
The Overton window exists whether you like it or not. It has been shifting for hundreds of years. It is a valid tool of discourse in political science. I don't know why you're acting as though this...
I feel like here is where the bad moderation happens, okay? Maybe Sitch Sitch isn't even there because his computer died. Okay, Adam should just get on a bullhorn and be like, shut the fuck up, get to the actual thing. You guys are being YouTube drama right now. You're just giving each other shit, and I would like you to start talking about capitalism and socialism. Okay, we've done this, and also let's just stop with the bullshit. I don't know, just moderation failing, not getting the pair to the discussion topic, also allowing this point to be argued too long. Is it possible that I'm then saying here that a moderator also has a duty to realize when a point is done, where they are just repeating themselves? Like, does a moderator should be like, okay, you've said this, am I right in this? So let me know. You have said this, you disagree here. Because when we are in an argument, there's for and against, right? And if somebody believes the against arguments more strongly than the for arguments, then the conclusion is going to be different, and that is the end of it. Yes, we're going to pick out, this is what I think what's weak about your argument, and this is what you think is weak about my argument. And then at some point, no mind is changed. Because the debates, we pretend that that's the whole idea, but no minds are really changed. So when a point has been argued, maybe it's important to say it has been argued, people have laid out their opinions. You're not going to get to a point where somebody says uncle. Like, I don't think that's something you need to pursue in this sort of, or you can pursue it by stating, hey guys, you've repeated yourself, you've repeated this argument. I don't know, maybe that's something that a moderator should think about. I had a particular struggle with staying on topic. Oh my gosh, how many of them do? What should be its own argument? All this is side quest, y'all. It's crazy. No wonder you haven't watched it, Andrew. I love how questioning he says what? It's like he just came out from the womb and was never ever felt what is stimulus. He, like all forms of information, is So Adam is not the world's best moderator. So S-Class is best class. Both of them are there. So Sitch didn't do it either. S-Class and S-Class is best. And A-Team let us down here. But I think they also were just like, let's see how far they go when they yell at each other. Always has been. Eric. This is where you think that should happen. This is where you think that should happen? Yes, only here now. I remember listening to this when I was driving. Not a good idea. What were you like? Can you lift your eyes and you don't be listening to these things when these things are just traps for eye roll, and you're going to be the whole fucking time you're trying to read. No, A-Team Elephant Supreme. Oh my gosh. That has to be a super chat for tonight's stream. Is it Jose? Is it just a different way to spell Jose, your name? Caballero. Is that like related to the meaning of the word like knight? Because in Italian, cavaliero is a knight. Anyway, I'm trying to run away from this.
Well, you seem to be interested. I mean, you brought up the term far right. I would have just defined their ideology.
I'm really sorry that the language use that I engaged in was very upsetting for you.
Oh my God, says this man.
To quote again, Nigel Farage, and I was going to follow it with specific.
Hold on, I need to do something here. Josue. It's the Spanish version of Josh. Okay, that's cool. Josue. Josue. Oh god, I'm gonna try and remember that. I'm gonna have to put that somewhere. Oh no, I'll just put it here. But yeah, I want this here. I wonder if it's gonna work. We just need it all the time. Please work. Please move. But this is what's in my head, okay? It's just in my head a lot of the time. Whenever I think of irony, I just think of this. It's too much. Josue Kaya Hero. Okay. How's about... Oh well. Jacksepticeye. I love him. So funny.
Pointers that I was going to use
Well,
to describe
let's
why
go
I
for those
felt
policy pointers. Let's go
we
through
have spent
those.
the past 15 to 20 minutes arguing over whether or not far right is a
Whose
valid
fault is that,
characterization of
sir?
UKIP, and then you demonstrated to me you
Whose
don't
fault is
understand
that,
what
sir?
fallacies mean. I'm okay with talking about something I find a
actually
little bit
understand
more
what fallacies
interesting.
mean, Vaush.
You're a
You
cunt.
seem to think
How about
that
whether or not
an
Richard
appeal to
Spencer is a
authority
progressive?
isn't a fallacy.
Because earlier,
well, let's
yes,
get to the policy
well,
points.
there's a
about UKIP.
difference
You were
between
He
a
about
was
to
really
fallacious
not
appeal
wanting-
to authority and an appeal to authority.
Okay. All right.
Yes, we can look it
I'll
up
let-
if
I'll
you'd
let the
like. If you
comments-
can give
I'll
me
let the-
3 minutes.
No, let's not look
I
it up.
don't
We
see
wanna
why we
debate
need to. Why don't you
fallacies
just
here.
give
You
me the
don't want to
policy
look it up?
points?
You don't want to
Okay.
look it up?
We'll look it up after the
Oh.
stream. Let's move on to what were those policy prescriptions you wanted to bring up, Bosch?
No.
I'm actually, well, and I'm particularly curious now because this was brought up without my involvement. Richard Spencer being a progressive, you claim that
Well, let's talk
I
about
have
the UKIP
suggested-
policy positions
well-
that you were about to bring up.
well, I'm not interested in talking about UKIP policy positions if you're
You
going
brought
to.
that up.
I did bring that up, and then you brought up Richard Spencer. Are you interested in that? Because that is your
Not
most recent,
really.
despite you're not. Then why'd you bring it up? That's very strange, Carl. Why
Vosh,
would you do that?
push your-
Because
Vosh,
you
push-
are
push your
bringing it
mic
up.
back a
You
little bit.
mentioned that someone said if Nigel Farage say UKIP are far right, then they are far right. In the same way that if Richard Spencer says he's a progressive, he is a progressive.
No,
It's a
that was not
fallacy.
my argument.
That
When
is
you
what his
quote
argument
someone,
was. He
you
was
are not
trying.
saying-
Logic.
So
Wow.
let me help you
Does
out
he
here.
think? Does he think
Well,
Sargon?
Not worth
He
it.
thought Sargon was trying to say. Oh, I'm so ambitious there. He was saying that Sargon was trying to say.
Carl.
That Richard Spencer is
That someone said, if Nigel Farage says UKIP are far right,
attack
then they are
dog tactics.
far right. That if Richard
He's
Spencer
horrid.
says he's a progressive, he is a
How
progressive.
does this
that
look?
was not my
I
argument.
think this is the
when
this
you
is debate
quote
is killing me too.
someone, you are
The line
not
of your
saying.
logic.
So let me help you out here.
How is this
When you
killing us
quote
more than
somebody,
Bobbin?
that does
It
not
is, it is.
implicitly mean you believe that by quoting somebody,
It's because
their
there's
word is not only
they're-
true but divinely
they're
correct in all instances. So when I said you can
I'm not even mapping this, guys. I
far
can't map
right
this.
by Nigel Farage, I am not then stepping in to say that I believe Nigel Farage is an empirical, objective, divine
I
arbiter
feel like
on all
I
things.
don't know. Do I map this or not? Because I feel like I'm leaving things out, but also not because it is a repetition. Am I not doing it justice by not mapping the entire thing? Maybe I'll make that decision when I do a summary of this. This looping is painfully annoying. I would rather get 50 paper cuts and let salt bear rain. Yeah, exactly. I guess Richard Spencer, paragon of capitalism debate. Yeah, that was a mess of a debate. This Bob is dumb and malicious, Vaush is smart and malicious. Yeah, that is it. Mr. Anderson, that's what I think is getting to me so much, which is like you can't excuse this. It's just bickering. It goes off the rails. So okay, we're all happy to just like let this go.
And you have somehow
Yeah, but
turned that
that's a ridiculous standard. No one thinks that about anyone. But you are saying that Richard Spencer, the Nigel Farage, is a legitimate authority on whether UKIP is far right or not.
I think that the
This is making guys, this has basically been like a trauma session of incredible proportions. Okay, I'm gonna go for another 5 minutes. I'm gonna get to 30 minutes in. Okay, and this is bad. We're gonna do it differently this time. I think this is making me go, okay, I'm not gonna do the long ones. I'm definitely not gonna do blind. Okay, but what I need to do, and you guys will help, is not get ahead of myself the way I did in the very first debate diagram, where I started mapping things that people would say later on. That's not how it should go. It should be bringing clarity in the debate. So I'm going to listen to this one. I have to listen to it to see where it goes, to see what is worth going through. So I might be doing the longer debates in that manner, in that fashion. I don't think it dilutes. Maybe it sometimes it dilutes my reactions, but other times it makes them even worse. So I don't think we're going to lose any of the energy that I get when I watch them blind. But the palette cleansers, I totally want to do blind. I like those. They're smaller, they're shorter. It's I think we can do those blind. What do you guys think? Check the Discord in the meme section. Okay. Don't be lazy. At least make an asterisk that indicates repetitive. Okay. I will even make an actual star. Wait, just go. I'm gonna actually do this instead. How do you even add to asterisk? Asterisk. That indicates repetitive arguments. Wait. And I'm going to do... How big are we going to do this one? Oh, I'm getting a headache, guys. Oh, no. I've been given a migraine. Fuck you, Vaush. I'm suing. Oh, no. Why make the whole thing big? That's what she said. Okay. That's what he said. Okay. That's true, Nihilo. I like that. If you number the argument talking points, you can just put a 1 or a 2, then the interlocutors retreat arguments. Now, yeah, when you go, okay, got positions back to position A, or we give it a term that it's like, okay, here's Nigel Farage appeal. It's shorthand for positions that have been argued before. Very good, but it's too late for us to do that now. I might have to go and revise stuff before Thursday. Emotional damage. I think if that need a blood sport icon for diagram. Like what also a blood sacrifice was discussed. Okay, wait, let's just get to 30 minutes.
Founder of the party, or one of them, is a reasonable person to cite a subjective characterization of the party on, yes.
But that's only
because there are
you don't
no
understand the political
objective...
circumstance in which he said it. He's actually being a slimy weasel when he says that.
I'm familiar with it. I'm well aware of the optics
You're
games that
not.
goes with distancing from the UKIP party. I was familiar with it.
Then
You think people
why
weren't
are you
following the
acting
stuff that
like
went
he
on over
wasn't
there?
doing that?
I never said he wasn't.
You are.
Well, I can't.
Like
we're going to go over
okay,
this forever.
Let's move
This
on
is
to the next
extraordinary.
subject. Let's move on to the next subject. Since
Yeah.
you
So
don't
why
like
do you
Brexit.
believe Richard Spencer is a progressive?
Oh, because he said he was.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
because it winds up the lefties. It's amazing. It's my favorite meme.
I know. That's pretty much all of your political impetus.
Yeah.
It's what winds up the
Why
lefties.
are
That's
you
why you
communist?
supported Trump as well.
I'm interested in this. Why are you a communist?
I'm describing myself more as a libertarian socialist these days. We said we were all going to
Right,
respect
okay.
each other's identities.
Well, I didn't know. I thought you were actually more of a Stalinist. I wasn't sure.
I have.
Okay, so
Wait. You're actually talking to the wrong person. I've spent dozens of hours critiquing tankies and everyone else who defends
okay.
Stalin, the
Cool.
People's Republic of China.
Cool. Okay, so what would be the critique of capitalism be?
Oh my god, I think we made it.
What's the
Well,
problem with capitalism?
that's the, I love freedom. Do you like freedom?
Depends what you mean by freedom.
Interesting. Do you like democracy?
Too soon to tell.
Interesting. Okay, you're not a liberal of any kind then. Those are basic tenets of liberal philosophy. Okay,
No,
well, because I respect.
They are modern positions that liberals hold.
No, the Enlightenment
Hey,
literally
Vaush,
codified.
People are
the
still saying
philosophical-
your volume is crazy loud by comparison. So
I am
don't know.
pulling that microphone away from my
Go
mouth, but
do
here,
me a
I'll try
favor
that.
Just
and
the
take
volume
that
bit.
microphone in your other room and close the door.
But
There we go.
Yeah.
liberalism evolved before democracy.
Thank you, Vaush.
Liberalism evolved before democracy, and then democracy was created by those involved in the foundation of liberalism. It was
Well, no,
a response to the idea of the divine right of kings. Enlightenment thinkers
I'm
were the
aware.
ones to postulate that a neoclassical approach to society, one which valued things such as democracy, freedom, and fair trade, was a more ethical way to arrange human society than the monarchies that were previously prominent. It was the founders of the Enlightenment who proposed this.
To answer your question more accurately, when you say democracy, I interpreted that as universal suffrage, but you don't mean that, do you?
Democracy can mean a lot of things. What
Okay.
value, for example, is democracy if the landlords control the land on which you work, the nobles?
I don't know. What? You tell me.
Well, it's not particularly
Okay, I can't even get us to I'm lying if I get us to 30 minutes. It's
meaningful because in practical terms, your ability to act democratically is influenced by how much individual freedom you have. If you don't have the freedom, for example, to leave your plantation because you're expected to work 18 hours a day, you don't functionally live in a democracy.
Okay, where did that ever happen then?
Where did whatever happen?
The peasants not being able to leave the plantation.
I
assume you meant peasants.
Yes, the peasantry or the serfs. I didn't say it happened. It was an example used to prove that economic inconveniences can hamper the democratic nature of society.
Well, yeah, I agree that feudal societies weren't democratic.
Right. But if you implement political democracy while leaving it such that
Okay, guys. He thinks modern people are too free. He stated this. Which audio is glitched for anyone else? Yeah, Anderson has been shitting. Hello, darkness. I'm too much. I thought Lawrence Southern and the Serfs was the height of it. What is Kitty doing? I'm losing it. That's what I'm doing. Or what are you talking about? The cat behind? No, they're not doing anything. So yeah, this was just my emotional decline. I think it's still valuable. Okay, so just in terms of it, just where we are today, guys. What happened? This is how long we went. Okay, these are the points that were made. Okay, and none of this was about capitalism or socialism. It was basically on the point of whether UKIP is right. First, we were doing a bit of the immigration stuff. Then, it was very much of, is UKIP right-wing, far right? And why? Because, as Sargon has said, it was used to as like a pejorative. It's saying, these are the bad guys. That's why you're calling me far right. Okay? Literally, we just went here. Let's see that they spoke about the gangs. Okay, where they were quibbling about which I even misunderstood Sargon. Like, who is he saying are the gangs? The people that are legally immigrated or the ones that are legally? And he's saying they're the legal ones and they have certain characteristics, and that's what upsets him or whatever. That's the issue he has, is that there's a relationship between them. Then we went into crime statistics. See here, majority legal immigration is, there was also some time issue. That's when it started getting out of sync. Anyway, majority legal young men. Okay, so that was the increase in crime is from young people, that because they're young. So this is where Sargon is talking about, actually, no, it's more about their identity. There's certain characteristics that they share, certain religion that they share, that seems to be part of why they're doing this. And then he's trying to say that, yeah, well, the crime stats, it's not anything to be against. It's normal. It's a normal increase or whatever. So he goes, okay, well, that it means that's not the end of the UK. And that's when they start. So over here is when they start with the UKIP, basically the UKIP stuff. So I will break this into frames, but these frames are massive. Usually when we want to frame, it's going to be a few points like that, and then it's just a way for us to look at a small argument. So like if I've got here this little thing that I wanted to show you guys, I would make a frame, and that would be, that's grouping it, sorry, we want a frame. Okay, we have a frame. Here is our example, why I think this is crazy. So this is why I've paid for Miro. I've got the paid version now as well, because it was limiting the amount of boards I can make. Anyway, so when you present it, you can go and present the frames. So you go between frames. So there is what I would have, and then we would go between frames. But we can't even do that, guys, with the way that this has happened. I need this to sit on my sit in the back of my head for a while, for me to understand a bit more why this was so tough for me. And I thought it would be tough to follow because of the intellect of the people involved, but it is actually tough to follow because of the intellect of the people involved. Because they are smarter than this. They shouldn't be doing this. They have the capability of holding these things in their head and moving them around and coming to conclusions together, but they are not doing that, and that's fucking frustrating. Let's see what we're doing here. They haven't touched on them. They said it maybe at the end there a little bit. Let us get our outro on, guys. I will put you in front of me. You're in front of me. You can see that it's dark now, hey? Okay. Okay, let us see. I haven't checked the Discord yet. I'll see you guys on the Discord. Do you want a map of the arguments or the map of the videos, lunacy? Well, I think I should. That's what that little frame that at the end there is, actually, that I was trying to do. And I needed to sit in my head a little bit more. And I don't know when I'm going to do this, but I really want to. I really, really, really want to figure out why. That's the thing. I want to, like, I often do that when I watch a TV show or something, and I'm like, why do I feel this way? Shame, my poor husband has to hear me. But I'm like, we need to understand why this is happening. So, anyway. Need blood sport icon for diagram. I don't blame you. Emotional damage. Maybe we watch the opening, then skip to the last 5 minutes, then see how we get from point A to point B. I like that idea, Blaine. We'll do that. I think we do one of those. And at some point as well, what I want to do is for one of the palette cleansers at least, everybody can, well, not everybody, I think we'll have to limit it. But we can join as guests on, it won't be on Discord, because Discord requires, Discord doesn't work here. Discord voice doesn't work here. So we would have to get onto a Google Meet for that. I'd give you guys a meeting link or a StreamYard link or something. I don't know. I don't think I have enough money for StreamYards. So point is, it would be nice if we could all get on and have a bit of fun with a palate cleanser, not one of these, because we'll never get anywhere. Maybe watch, yeah, so I want to do that kind of one. That's a good idea. Blaine, is the stream audio cutting in and out for anyone else? Okay, theirs or mine? Anyway, video audio glitch. He thinks modern people are too free. Oh, my audio. Does my audio cut out as well? That's horrible. Yay, we did it. No, we didn't, Jay! At this rate, this debate will take a whole month to do. I think so, if we go at this rate, but I don't, we will change the rates. They barely touched on the subject. I had a debate on whether cat girls count as monster girls. I moderated last year if you need a palate cleanse. Seriously, Blaine, I want that. How long is it? She said. But like, seriously, I want to hear that. I like that sort of thing. Do you want keyboard? Do you want 60%? Keyboard, do you want 60% or 100%? I would want 100%. I want full keyboard. Cat girls are type of chimera, so I guess it depends if you consider that a monster. That is a good question. Are they cat-made girls? If so, then no. Yeah, sorry. I was wondering if you were gonna say that they were, Walter. I was like, anyway. Average debate in Ohio. Dude, check the Discord. I have a meme accurately describing your mental state. Okay, I will. I know this type of debate is hard to listen to, but it's so much fun listening to you go through it like this. Please keep it up. Okay, Galenzi, don't worry. We'll keep it up. Don't worry. I feel like, see, once we started, I wanted to let go of the Lawrence Southern debate. But once I started it, I had to finish it. So we've started it. It's too late. Guys, wait. Let me see if I can get the Discord up. I hope you guys couldn't hear that laugh. Oh my god, I just heard it play back in my head. And it was so high-pitched. And it's just, why do you gotta do that? I think he broke me, okay? I don't laugh that way. Okay, I do laugh that way. Kitty and her drinking problem. I wish I had some alcohol. Okay, wait. I want to see if I can show this to you. Agree. Just to have it on reference, because I know not everybody will be able to to see this, because they won't go on the dick sword. Just hold on. No, this is not going to show. Let me just change it. Debate diagram window. Yeah, let's change it to the more Sargon Studio. This one. 1 minute before a Vaush debate. And then there, 1 minute after. Nico, you are a meme lord, man. Yeah, guys, if you haven't subscribed to Nico's channel, just please do, because he just creates. He's one of those. Are you part of the Legion of Memers, Nico, for Friday Night Tights? Because you're brilliant. Yeah, help. God, I can't handle it. I love that though. That's really great. Thanks so much, guys. Well, only Nico, not you guys. But yeah, are Sitch and Adam coming on now? And look at the emote working. You're not a Legionnaire. Well, you should be. I would like to see what is happening. Anyway, guys, we need to say goodbye. For now. I will listen to the debate throughout tomorrow, hopefully, if work allows. And then Oh, I'll try and also put some timestamps into this stream for the people that have tried to watch, that will try to watch. Raid, are we raiding to Setch and Adam? Where are they? There we go. Live. 30 minutes. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's raid. Let's do this. I mean, we can't do it practically, but I'll see you guys in that chat, which means it's a raid, okay?